And hello, everybody. Welcome to the Fallen Esports Pride event. I'm Rain. I'm going to be your host and your caster today. I am super excited to be here. We are here in support of the Brave Space Alliance. So you can check out the chat there. Fallen Esports OW has linked a link that will take you to an opportunity to donate to the Brave Space Foundation. So this is an LGBTQ plus organization that is based in Chicago. It provides fantastic community resources for the LGBTQ plus community, and we are so excited to be supporting them here on June for that event. And to give you guys a little something to watch while you make those donations, we do have this double elimination tournament happening. So we're going to try to squeeze in 3 matches today. They are all going to be a best of 3, and tomorrow we'll be following up with the lower bracket finals and then the grand finals, which will be that best of 5. So lots of Overwatch to see here today, and a special shout out to our friends over at XYBA who are helping to produce this. So they're going to be running the cameras for you guys in game, and they've provided the in-game overlays and a fantastic bracket as well. So I can go ahead and show you guys the bracket. Hopefully you can see it okay. This is, like I mentioned, double elimination tournament. So we are going to have 8 teams that have signed up, and they are playing for a prize pool as well. So a little bit of an incentive here for these teams to participate. It's a $500 prize pool, so $300 to the first place team, $150 to the second place team, and third place will take home $50. So yeah, thank you so much to Fallen Esports for putting this on, and we're excited to get to know some of these teams. The first teams that we're going to have on stream today, it's Gan Galaxy versus Rhodesia. So we'll take a look at these teams, and I have all of the names of the players, but I have entirely guessed on what they're going to be playing. Now, it is going to be played similar rule set to the Faceit tournaments that we're all familiar with. So we're actually even going to be playing with that Faceit map pool. And then we're going to have the hero bands as well. So taking a look here, Gan Galaxy, we have Nicoletta, Navilia, Saint TX, Eevee, and YT. And we do also have Risk on this team as well. Not entirely sure on what the roster is going to be in game here. And again, I've totally guessed on what roles they're all going to be playing. Now, on the other side, Rhodesia, let's take a look at them real quick here. So we have Motley Main, Vibrant TTV, Oni, Leon Kennedy, and Sunny. And I believe that this team does just have the 5 players. So these are going to be the players that are in for the majority of the day. And we will be following one of these teams on through that upper bracket, and then the hopes is that we will head down to the lower bracket after that map number 2. It's all going to be dependent on the timing, of course, and as long as the teams want to continue to play out some of these matches, because it is going to be an earlier start time tomorrow, so they might want to kind of push some of those matches off to tomorrow. Now, good news is we do have our first map here. So we will be getting started out on a control map. And like I mentioned, it's Faceit rules here. So I have these kind of listed in an order, but the losing team is going to select the mode that we go to and the map from that Faceit Season 9 map pool. So Antarctic Peninsula to start things out. I'm super excited for this. It's of course that reworked map here. So it'll be a little bit of a change if you haven't gotten to know the rework just yet. I suppose it has been out for a little bit now, but definitely there could be people that haven't played it just yet. And we're going to have the hero bands coming through as well. So it is going to be Rhodesia that gets to go for the first hero band. And again, I'm going to repeat myself, Faceit rules here. So it's going to be the Lucio band that comes out from Rhodesia. And that means that on the other side of things, Gan Galaxy are going to have to ban either a tank or DPS here. And I think that this is going to be interesting. Maybe a little taste of what these teams. Of course, these are some pre-made teams. I know that some of these players have experience playing together. I mean, Gan Galaxy, Eevee, Nivelia. I know that they have played together. So, you know, some of these players might be going into FACEIT Season 9 on the same team. So, although it's a charity event and we're here for fun and to raise money for the Brave space, there's also a little prize money on the line, so I anticipate that we aren't going to see too many, shall we say, unique compositions. I think that these teams are probably here to win, show their stuff ahead of Season 9, yeah, take a shot at that prize money and to get some donations here for the Brave Space Alliance. All right. We are just waiting on the ban from the side of Gan Galaxy, and like I mentioned, it's got to be a tank, or it has got to be a DPS, and they're gonna go for that tank ban, so Gan Galaxy is gonna take the Ramattra off the page here. Honestly, it's a big ban for me in my comp games, but I do think, yeah, Ramattra still has a lot of survivability here. It's very interesting as well, seeing that Lucio ban come through, because I feel like that opens up the door to some Cat Bastion, perhaps? Maybe some Mizuki as well. We have been seeing a decent amount of Mizuki being played. Blow up the tank meta, I feel, has maybe made a resurgence here, in terms of playing that Mizuki, playing that Mei. And Sigma also, gotta give a shout out to, the Maestro himself, because, Sigma's definitely been getting a lot more playtime here as well, so we'll have to see if we get to see any of that here today, but looks like we are ready to head into things. So let's go and check out Antarctic Peninsula. Again, a reminder, there's going to be no Lucio, and there's going to be no Ramattra here, and this is a best of 3. So it's going to be that first team to get to 2 maps that are going to get to move on in that upper bracket. The other team is going to get knocked down to that lower bracket, but they will still have an opportunity to fight through it and try and get to those grand finals happening tomorrow. So let's head into things, see what we have on Antarctic Peninsula. All right. So far, so far we have a pause. A good little start here. But, I mean, I can take a little look here at some of these compositions as, oh my goodness, my wonderful friends at XYBA even have the hero bands in, so I don't have to have my silly little text on. I love it. Alright, getting a little restart here. I definitely spotted a Mauga, so it could be Mauga time. Ooh. And with our restart, we get a nice little, little change here on the sub-map that we're on. You know, when they reworked Antarctic, I did notice that they changed some of the names of the sub points. There used to be one called Sub Level, the one that now has that kind of ice at the very top, and it's been renamed to Anomaly. I haven't noticed if they changed these though, because of course this was Laboratories. It still says Hydroponics Lab there, so maybe they haven't changed the name of this sub map. But all right, we're getting a little look here. So Rosaday on that Mauga, definitely thought I spotted that out. Maybe with a Brig Juno backline here as well. Makes a lot of sense, right? With that Lucio band out, you still want to have speed of some kind to work with. On the other side of things, Nivelia on the classic Reinhardt. I do feel like they're kind of known for this, so I'm excited to get into things here, as it is going to be that Reinhardt coming out strong here. Eevee on the Genji as well. I feel like we usually see Eevee on the tank roll, so maybe a little bit of roll swaps going through here, as it's going to be the tank falling very low by Leon Kennedy, the first to fall. Great headshot there from YT. Trade comes through though. The Brig out of the mix here, and Amelia gonna have to stand strong on that Reinhardt on their own, and now they don't have any support at all to try and hold this point. It is gonna be Gan Galaxy getting their feet on the point first, however. Is the flip gonna go through? It is. So Rosaday, despite having a numbers advantage there for a little while, not able to translate that into a point capture here. Doesn't look like we have any swaps on the side of Rosaday, as we do still have Oni over on the Sojourn. They are. They don't have a whole lot of shield break potential here. As Nvilia goes for a deep charge in. It is going to be the Deadeye here from YT trying to back that Reinhardt up, but the Reinhardt will fall. The Deadeye doesn't connect onto anything there, though. The headshot will connect regardless, though. YT shooting fish in a barrel is going to be the Cassidy taken down by Meow on that Reaper, but the one trade coming through for the side of Rosaday not quite going to be enough, and Motley Main not getting out alive either, so approaching that 50% here. Gan Galaxy will have Worldless Mind back into the fight in no time on that Brigitte. Has that rally to work with as well, so a big opportunity for them to win this fight where Rosaday building up some big ults here, but they don't quite have any online just yet. So leading in the support ults is big here for Gan Galaxy. Right now, it's the pin in from both tanks. Kind of colliding head first there. As you can see, Rosaday are trying to make their way out to this high ground, and it's going to be the rally out from World is Mine. Falls very, very low, though. He's going to be able to stay alive, as it is the orbit coming out from Gan Galaxy as well. Blossom in from Meow. Good chunk of damage done there, as the numbers do end up trading out. Vibrant has that rally online, takes down Nvilia as well. Rosaday need to get the point flip going here. The team kill is what they are rewarded with. 90+% though. Gan Galaxy did commit both those support ultimates in, but they have the other 3 ults to work with to try and retake this. Leon Kennedy needs to build up to this orbit, because that's going to be big. Having that advantage on the support ult side of things. Ooh, the Shatter comes through, does connect onto 2. It's both DPS ults committed in by Gan Galaxy, but immediately both your shields are gone here. The cage from Motley Main gonna do a whole lot of zoning and secure a lot of damage. As Meow's gonna clean up YT as well, and Rosaday, they have come back into things here. And massively for them, they got all of the ults that Gan Galaxy had out. So they did have to commit everything themselves. Oni over on the Cassidy now, notably off of that Sojourn. Whoa, the DPS for Gan Galaxy falling very, very low, but Meow is in a terrible position, unfortunately. That Mega Health Pack not going to eat the Reaper alive, and this is the opening the Gan we're looking for, but nice trade coming through here. Oni is going to slow down that approach towards point ever so slightly. There's the pin in from Nvilia. Looking for some hammer swings onto the DPS. YT good to follow up on that damage. Both DPS gone for Gan Galaxy, and YT is not done yet. The Deadeye coming out. Now Leon Kennedy is going to get a little revenge from the grave there, but there are just no numbers here for Rosaday, and with a point flip going over to Gan Galaxy, will anybody be able to touch? No. All right. That does mean we're going to see Gan Galaxy grab their first point here on Antarctic Peninsula. Reminder as well that, yeah, this was Rosaday's map pick here. And then maybe a little second reminder for you that happy Pride. Welcome to the Fallen Esports Pride Tournament. We're raising donations in support of the Brave Space Alliance, an LGBTQ+ organization based in Chicago that focuses on community resources and education. All right, there we go, heading into Icebreaker. No swaps here. Oh, okay, well, it was a sim swap out, and then, yeah, Meow's gonna go back over onto that Reaper. Well, team's gonna be meeting up at the high ground here. It's an aggressive pin in, and it's gonna be the counter pin that comes through from Vibrant. Oh, Eevee's gonna be the first blood here on Icebreaker there. A little bonk on the head from Oni, who now has a nice little flank here, trying to take down the supports. Will find St. TX. Leon Kennedy has fallen as well, but there are all the healers gone from Gan Galaxy. Nvilia does get that pin, but not gonna be able to stay on this point to get the flip over. And that's going to be first percentage here on Icebreaker, going over to Rosaday. I think having this Mauga and this Reaper is going to make it pretty easy, I think, to hold some of these choke points as well. We'll have to see how Gan Galaxy is going to approach this, because So far, it has mostly been the pin in from Navilia. Once again, there's the pin in. Does get the counter pin onto Vibrant. And there is the follow-up. So much damage done onto Rosidé. Leon Kennedy in a lot of trouble to try and keep this team alive and just cannot get it done. And that is going to be a flood onto the point from GanGan Galaxy. Team kill. They will get their first percentage here on Icebreaker. Alright, Deadeye ready to go here from GanGan Galaxy. Oni's going to be able to match that. It's a matter of which Cassidy can stay alive through this ultimate. World is Mine building up to that rally to work with as well. GanGan going to really want that, I think, for a longer extended fight, especially against that Mauga. Trying to find their way into the point is Rosidé. Meow, though. Not able to push as aggressive as you'd like your Reaper to. Oni! Alright, gonna punish a little bit of over-aggression there from Eevee. Here's the Deadeye now. Oni on the coast side gets bashed out of it. And the Deadeye from YT is actually gonna find a little bit more there as both supports gone from Rosidé. And Motley Mane, of course, going to be falling shortly after that. Nice initial engagement there from Rosidé, finding that pick onto Eevee and even trying to get the Deadeye over on the coast side of things, trying to catch GanGan Galaxy off guard here, but YT on this Cassidy just so dangerous. Really has the Shatter. Looking for it. Doesn't really have a shield to get in the way of it, save for maybe Vibrant. Well, the shield from Vibrant is going to save her, but is it going to save anybody else? Well, that Cage and the Orbit from Leon Kennedy definitely helping here. GanGan Galaxy might have bit off a little bit more than they could chew pushing that far forward, but they don't want to give this point up. Eevee has the blade slicing, but is just going to get a mace to the face. Some trades do come through here, but point should be flipping over to Rosidé. However, reinforcements are arriving here from GanGan Galaxy, and Navilia wants to go in, wants to get a quick flip over. Notice there's no supports here for Rosidé, so it is going to be full steam ahead, melt down Motley Mane. At some point, cap up the point as well. There's the Blossom in, and it actually gets Navilia somehow. Oh, Meow. Going to be able to maybe keep this point in favor of Rosidé here. There's no tank for GanGan Galaxy. Eevee and YT are set up kind of on the angle there, but yeah, you're not able to hold that. Ooh, Oni hitting the shots as well, and that is a really nice late kill here for Rosidé. It's really important to realize that GanGan Galaxy only need to win really one more fight here, and they can take Antarctic. Another great pick from Oni. It's just more time off the clock here. GanGan Galaxy have to regroup. They have to wait for Saint to get back into this. While they're doing that, it's going to be a hard rotation all the way over to the coast side. Ticking. It's going to be a touch that needs to come through from GanGan. It is going to be Deadeye out. Gets stomped on. Cancelled. There's the Deadeye in response from Oni. Zoning. Point blank onto YT and 97%. GanGan need to get a foot on the point. They will manage to find World is Mine over there, but overtime gone, and we are gonna be heading over to a tiebreaker here on Antarctic Peninsula. All right, nice clap back here from Rosidé, making it pretty competitive. As now we get to go over to Anomaly. Yeah, this is gonna be a fun one. A lot more of that high ground to kind of be worried about here. YT with over 10k damage, although Oni actually very, very close behind there. Actually, Oni has more, so the Cassidy's putting in a lot of work for both of these teams. Credit where credit's due. Navilia definitely creating the space on the Reinhardt.
5, 4, 3, 2,
all right.
1.
Maybe a little change here. World is Mine is over on that Moira. Yeah, gonna be sticking with it. TP out. And swaps back over. GanGan, of course, gonna have that high ground control first, courtesy of Eevee. Swapping over that Symmetra. World is Mine is so low, though. The Moira ends up falling first. Now, Saint is still gonna be able to put out a decent amount of healing on this Juno. But already down one in the fight, and Saint is definitely a target right now. Yeah, good priority there from Oni. Ooh, nice flashbang. I'm gonna find a second kill in the fight here. Worldless Mind has made it back into this point, but yeah, the blood is still flowing here for Gan Galaxy. Meow does get traded out here, but this Mauga set up on the point. And Gan's gonna have to do something about it, trying to focus down the squishy targets that are supporting that Mauga. YT has both these Cassidy's have the Deadeye ready to go. It is gonna be Oni drawing first here. Just holding, zoning essentially. Won't end up finding anything. Now it's YT's turn. Ooh, actually was getting flanked by Oni there, but drops just in time. It is going to take down Vibrant as well. Navilia has been traded out. However, unfortunately, the Moira is gone as well. Trades coming through, though. It's even numbers. The Void has not been capped yet. Oni taking down YT there. So much of that damage gone for Gan, and that will allow the percentage to start building here for Rosie Day, but Saint still in the fight. Oni 1 HP. Saint finds a second, but Juno not going to be necessarily able to clutch this out. Navilia and World is Mine have found their way back to this point. Again, point in control of Rosie Day. So if Gan want to flip this over, they're going to have to do it quickly. Trying to build up the coalescence here. There's the shatter, goes through, connects onto the Mauga. Great counter pin, but Motley Kid is still gonna fall here. There's the blade out from Eevee, falling low, forces the Wraith form out, but yeah, as soon as that Wraith form's gone, it's gonna be the Genji sent back to spawn. Coalescence was built up by World is Mine. Helps keep YT alive long enough to take down Meow. Point hasn't flipped to Gan yet. And oh, Vibrant, she's gonna commit this rally as well. Excellent timing as and it's Rosie Day just holding on to this point. Vibrant getting very low. That rally's gone now. Great pin in. Molly's gonna take a decent chunk of damage. That Deadeye, again, just forcing positioning. YT now on that high ground. Ooh, does end up breaking the cage here, but is actually gonna burn to death, courtesy of Motley Main. Orbit from Saint is on the point, but your Orbit is gonna be met with a Death Blossom, and Gan Galaxy have just had messy fight after messy fight. They have not been able to turn them into a point flip here, and now they're facing last fight situation here. Edie is off the Genji. Over onto the Sojourn. You're hoping that Navilia can build up a shatter. That is really what you're looking for right now, because there's no ult online for Rosie Day just yet. Whoa, losing Oni. That is big for Gan. They're pushing towards this point, and yeah, it's gonna have to be the disengage coming through from Rosie Day. They're just gonna try to get some percentage here. 96%. Pretty good. Alright. While these teams regroup, just reminder everybody, we're here in support of the Brave Space Alliance. You can check out the link from Fallen Esports in the chat to donate to this fantastic cause for Pride Month. Rosie Day has started this fight off very well. Opening pick. They have the Deadeye to work with as well. An Orbit gonna be sent on to the point. Nice disengage from Gan Galaxy. Gonna build up to this shatter. They have both DPS ults coming online as well. They have so much to work with. It's just a matter of patience. Deadeye, oh, it connects on a YT though. We're not gonna see the Deadeye come out from Gan Galaxy just yet. They need to hold on to this point. It's gonna be a last second contest there for Eevee, but gonna pay for it with their life. There's the shatter. Catches onto a few here, but Navilia is so low. Going for a desperation pin. Not going to be able to claim the life of Motley Main, and it is looking dire here for Gan Galaxy. That will be Rosie Day picking up map number 1, their map choice. Competitive here for our very first match or map of the tournament. Oof. Nice cleanup here from Oni. And yeah, Rosie Day, maybe a little more locked in here. I appreciate the aggression that was coming through from Gan Galaxy. Unfortunately, just not really able to turn that into the point flips when they really needed it. But hey, they're not out of it just yet, of course. This is going to be first to 2 here, that best of 3. So we will wait to see where they're going to take us for their map selection. Because they will be in control of the mode, the map, as long as it's from that Season 9 map pool. They being, Gan Galaxy. I'm gonna update my score here. Rosy Day starting off strong, and of course this does mean Rosy Day is at that map point, or match point. Alright. Pretty quick turnaround here. We do know where we're going to go for map number 2. And we are going to be heading over to a Flashpoint map here. As, me looking. No spoilers. It will be a New Junk City here. We'll update our Legion, or our Antarctic Peninsula as well. Big start here for Rosy Day. And now we await the hero bans. So same thing. This is Face It rules here. So it is going to be Gan Galaxy that will get to select the first hero ban, and then Rosy Day will respond with a hero ban that's of a different role. All right. I'm going to throw it over to the bracket as well, just for anybody that's been tuning in late here. Maybe you want to take a look at the other teams that are competing in this charity tournament for Pride Month here. This is all in support of the Brave Space Alliance. It is an LGBTQ plus community organization based in Chicago. You can check out the donations link for the Brave Space Alliance in the chat there. Yeah, so we have 8 teams that are competing in this. So we are on Gan Galaxy versus Rosy Day, and we are going to follow the winner of this match into that winners round 2, where they will be taking on the winner from Arctic Halo versus WKU Gray. And although we are here in support of charity and to have a good time and celebrate Pride Month, there is a little bit of cash money on the line as well. So we do have a $500 prize pool, which will be split among those top 3 teams. So definitely some incentive to come out and support the Fallen Esports Pride Tournament. Looks like we got our bans in as well for New Junk City. Gan Galaxy banning out the Kiriko, and Rosy Day, very smart ban. Junker Queen, anticipating that we could be seeing some rampages happening across the hometown here of Junker Queen. So I think that we are just about ready to head into things here. And again, match point here for Rosy Day. They are looking to move on to that winners round 2. Gan Galaxy, if they lose this map, they will drop down to that lower bracket, but they will have a second life down there. So not the end of the road for them just yet, especially if they can tie us up here with their map pick. Let's take a look. New Junk City coming your way. Special shout out as well to XYBA. They are our production partners here for our Fallen Esports Pride Tournament. Make sure to check them out if you are looking to have a production of your own. All right. Ooh, okay. Looking like Navilia wants to show a little Mauga now, as Motley Main over on that Sigma as well. I was very much expecting to see some Sigma at some point here, and I think the close kind of corners of New Junk City makes a lot of sense for this hero. They are going to have Meow over on that Mei as well, so a lot of opportunity to try and split Navilia from the rest of her team. It's the charge in from the Mauga. It is going to be a nice little follow-up there, though. Good movement capabilities between the Juno and the Lucio of Gan Galaxy. Lamp forced out here from Leon Kennedy. This is another stop in. Navilia will find a Vibrant for the troubles here, and great little angle from YT, looking for something a little bit more. The trade has come through, though. Navilia not in the fight here, so Gan don't have that tank, that big, strong presence that they really need to try and hold on to this point. And yeah, it is going to be the disengage from Yao there. Oh, nearly flipped the point over, but not quite finding it. late kill onto World is Mine as well, but of course, between the speed of the spawn door and the Juno speed ring, Gan Galaxy will be able to regroup fairly quickly here for our recontest. Deadeye, all ready to go here from Oni. Leon Kennedy just had a sliver of HP. That Baptiste building up to the window very quickly as well. Angle in from Eevee. There is the amplification matrix. The lamp out as well. Oni doesn't connect onto anything with the Deadeye, but just that good old-fashioned primary fire will be taking down the Genji on that angle. Nvidia over on the Ramatra off of that Mauga. The Nemesis form already forced out though, and so low is the tank of Gan Galaxy. The supports are gone, the tank falls, and that percentage just keeps on building for Roseday. Traded the 2 ultimates that they had, but they are rapidly building up some other fight-winning ultimates. That Blizzard, that Gravitic Flux from Motley Main as well. Gan have both those DPS ultimates. They do need to try and get the touch, though. Oh, and it's a fantastic wall. Meow is going to deny the touch coming through. And, oh, he's going to take down Eevee as well. He's going to get traded out here. So, looks like Gan might be able to get this fight win under their belt. Especially with YT hitting all of the shots that they are. Deadeye ready to go. Gan Galaxy are going to have 5 ultimates online as we head over to Bomb Flats here. They'll even be able to get themselves set up on this point first, get that positional advantage. They do have a slight spawn advantage as well. I think that not allowing Meow to get set up on this Mei is going to really be the biggest win here. There's the blade out from Eevee. It's the rally in response from Vibrant. Oh, the Flux actually comes out as well. Connects onto 2! Somehow, Eevee and Saint caught at the very edges of that Gravitic Flux. The Annihilation is going to be met with a Blizzard. Classic tank interaction there. Navilia's going to get frozen up, deleted through that ultimate. Now, Gan are in control of the point here. They're going to try to get as much percentage out of this fight as they can. Hey, you get the Deadeye out as well. And that will be 35% on the board here for Gan. As Navilia back over onto that Reinhardt. Gonna see lots of different tanks in rotation. This is pretty fun. Roseday in control of this point. They have that Ant Matrix from Leon Kennedy to work with, and that is it. Orbit in, Ant Matrix in response, trying to slow down this push forward, but the beat layered on top. You are not going to be able to win that fight out, and now it's just a matter of stall here for Roseday. Saint with the double kill, and the team kill here for Gan Galaxy is they're gonna flip this point right back over, regain the lead here on Bomb Flats. Trying to tie us up on New Junk City again. They have to win this map to take us to that 3rd decider. YT going in aggressive, hitting the shots. Navilia comes in for the pin as well. And that is some excellent teamwork here from Gan Galaxy. YT really a distraction for us today as Navilia, the freight train, running them down. And this is great. I love this aggressive fight from them. The aggressive positioning as well. Gan are not even going to allow a touch to come through here on Bomb Flats. We are going to be going over to that 3rd point. Flux in. Navilia gets caught up. The Reinhardt shield does go down. Nice wall. Navilia attempts to go for that pin out. However, Meow very low here. The trades come through. Once the Reinhardt's up close and personal with the Sig, though, you have to be so careful. That will be fight win here for Gan. They're looking around, and oh, that is very convenient that we are over here on Junkyard for our 3rd point. All tied up on New Junk City now. And also, definitely worth mentioning, Gan Galaxy, full slate of ultimates here for them. Today, we do have some big ults here. That Blizzard from Meow, I mean, we saw it in response to the Annihilation last time. Navilia could very well be the target again. There is the Orbit in, and, well, Navilia World is Mine getting frozen up in that Blizzard. The Deadeye from YT kind of just creating the space here, and Gan Galaxy managed to withstand that Blizzard. Courtesy of that Deadeye and that Orbit from World is Mine. Oh, aggressive blade here from Eevee. And it works. Rosie, do not push into that. So, you know, making the space that you're looking for. Now, it's going to be the Shatter from Nvidia that's going to have to connect here. Motley Mane is off of that Sigma over on that Ramattra. Hard angle once again here from YT. The Amp Matrix trying to make some space. The Lamp not going to keep Vibrant alive through that. The Deadeye from Oni, merely just a teller of the time. Team kill comes through as Gangan. They're going to pick up their second point here on New Junk City, setting them at a map point to try and tie this series up. Eevee is lurking, but all of the points are on the other side of the map now, so it is not going to be the rotation from Rosidea out that way. As Motley Mane, hey, another tank, check it off your list. You're gonna get to see some Orisa from them. As both teams are gonna be clashing towards this high ground at pretty much the same time here. Holy, that is a fire strike out from Nvidia. Goes for the pin as well, and I mean, that is one way to open and close a fight here. As the point will be opening briefly. Another team kill here for Gangan Galaxy. And this is going to be... Eevee is way in the spawn of Rosidea. Yeah, is going to end up getting punished from that. So there's an opportunity here for Rosidea to try and make a quick flip. Now, of course, Eevee on that Genji, fairly mobile. He's going to get back into the fight pretty quickly here. And Rosidea don't actually have any ults to try and clean this up fast. And that Deadeye from YT could be a huge time sink. World is Mine is down, so the Juno out of the mix here. Saint gonna do their best on that Lucio, but you don't have the same burst healing that the other half of the support line would have. Oni down, the one ult on the board for Rosidea is gone, and they've just ended up so split here. However, the point has flipped over in their control. Nvidia did not want to die on that Reinhardt. Wanted to wait to come back in. Has that Shatter. Eevee has taken down Leon, and Meow falls as well. So although Rosidea have the ult, they just do not have the time or the space to make those happen. And a little bit of percentage there for Rosidea, but honestly, just a great disengage that came through from Gangan Galaxy. And then they just go right back in with that double speed aggression. Unfortunately for Leon, Kennedy is very much going to be a target here. The lamp comes out early as Gangan have made their way back into the spawn. They're using the orbit as well, but there's a couple of DPS ultimates for your trouble as Rosidea, a very quick team kill here between that Blossom and that Deadeye. And they will be able to get their feet on the point for a recontest. 99% here for Gangan Galaxy. And they have 4 ults to win a single fight. Beat in, Shatter out, Blade in the back line. It is going to be both the support ults out from Rosidea, but already 2 falling here. Nvidia does end up dying. The Terra Surge on the high ground does a big chunk of damage, and Meow does follow up on that. Nice shots coming through from YT, however. So despite not having that Reinhardt in the mix, Gangan Galaxy are going to get it done. It is Vibrant over on the Jetpack Cat. Does manage to trigger the overtime here, but the rest of the team getting picked up. Oh, actually, Saint YT pushed a little too far. Vibrant, she gets another touch in. The beauty of that Jetpack Cat, just touch after touch, but she's going to need some assistance here. It's going to be another foot on the point. Motley Mane has made it back on the Orisa. The Reinhardt pinned into a corner. The shield is so low, and Vibrant may have done it. She keeps her team in this fight. The lamp comes out. Overtime will be vanquished here. Rosidea will gain control of this point. And of course, rapidly approaching that 100% here, as we're going to see Nvidia come out, match that Orisa. No mobility here for Gangan Galaxy near the point, so Rosidea are going to be taking us over to Refinery here. Now, unfortunately for Rosidea, it was a decisive choice here from Gangan to make this rotation towards Refinery as that point was being capped up on Duck, so they're going to have this advantage here. Oh, big shots on Eevee. Vibrant's going to finish off that limb. Oni with this Deadeye, zoning, holding, forcing everybody from Gangan back towards the point. Nice chunk of damage onto YT and the follow-up from Meow as well. Now as a TP in from Meow, does have that blast, but doesn't want to have to use it. Oh, he is gonna go for it. Gets the double kill here, and we'll stagger on to the Juno ever so slightly as well. Fantastic stuff from Rosé to stay in this fight, but Gangan coming in with the Deadeye, with the Orbit here. See if Rosé can get done with this double support ult. Connects onto the Genji, just going for the CC essentially. Not gonna be able to finish that kill onto Eevee. In fact, Eevee is gonna strike back. YT finds one as well. That Orbit from World is Mine just clearing the path for Gangan Galaxy to march on to Refinery. That will be the flip over for them. Vibrant now, back over on to the Juno. Both these DPS ultimates, Terra Surge and a Bee. Gangan Galaxy have everything in the kit to draw this out for at least 2 fights. It is just gonna be a matter of not dumping all these ultimates at once, and I think that Gangan Galaxy, I'm feeling like they're pretty locked in right now. They're not playing in the spawn anymore. They want to tie this up. They want to go to map number 3. Deadeye, Terra Surge, ready to go here for Rosé. Meow has no HP. There's the Deadeye slicing. Nice layup from Leon Kennedy. Meow fallen though, and the blade actually came out from Eevee. Terra Surge on the point. Great beat here from Saint. Connects on to 4. It's going to allow Gangan Galaxy to clean up this fight and clean up this map. It's just one lonely member from Rosé will not get the touch. Gangan Galaxy winning their map selection and taking us to map number 3 for the tiebreaker. Very close, New Junk City, though. Excellent stuff here from Navilia. Oh yeah, the double fire strike. It had to be, right? And the pin in. Holy eliminations galore for Gangan Galaxy. I mean, it makes a lot of sense. I feel like we heard team kill after team kill for them. Credit where credit's due, though. Excellent stuff here from Rosé. Special shout out to Vibrant as well. Jetpack Cat with the stall on Ducks. Incredible stuff. That's exactly what you want to see. All right, so it will be map number 3. It is going to be the selection of Rosé. They have the choice of any of the modes that haven't been played and any of the maps that are from that Face It Season 9 map pool. So we'll give them a minute to sort all of that out. And in the meantime, welcome everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in to watch the Fallen Esports Pride Tournament. We're here in support of the Brave Space Alliance, so you can check out the link to donate to this organization. It is an LGBTQ+ community organization. This is based in Chicago, and they provide community resources, education, and outreach within the Chicago local area. Fantastic charity event to support here for Pride Month. So thank you all for tuning in. And I hope that you're having as much fun watching these matches as I am. We're looking to cover 3 different matches today. So this is match number 1, but I'll give you a quick peek over at our bracket here. Some of the matches may be done by now. I don't have an update for you just yet, but we will be following the winner of this match on to winners round 2, where they will be facing off against Arctic Halo versus WKU Gray, the winner of that match. So we'll have to see who is going to move on from that. And of course, the team that loses this is not going to be out of the mix just yet, because they will drop down into that lower bracket to try and fight their way through to that lower finals, which will be happening tomorrow. So yeah, lots more matches to be seen here tonight. And then tomorrow we'll be getting started at 4 p.m. Eastern. We'll be covering that lower round 4, so the lower bracket finals, and we'll be covering the grand finals as well. And of course, this is all in support of a fantastic charity organization, but there's there's a little incentive here for the players to put on a show for us as well. It is a $500 prize pool here. So that is going to be split between the top 3 teams. $300 to the first place team, $150 to second, and $50 to third place. So yeah, this is a little incentive here for the players to put on a show for you guys. So thank you all so much for tuning in for that. As looks like we have our next map, and again, this is the map poll from Face It Season 9. So some of these maps I feel like I haven't personally seen in a pretty long time, and I suspect that you guys haven't really seen this map in a little while either. We're going to be heading over to a hybrid map, and it's going to be Numbani. So this is going to be interesting. I mean, yeah, I haven't seen it a whole lot recently, but classic dive map, I do believe, and I feel like maybe an opportunity for some Jetpack Cat? Jetpack Cat Bastion, perhaps? We'll have to see what these teams are going to bring to the table, because it is going to be very dependent on the hero bans that come in. Rosie having that first hero ban, of course, since they did lose New Junk City and they selected Numbani. And they are going to ban the Genji here. So this is going to be potentially a protect ban for a Bastion. I'm just trying to hope for a Cat Bastion here, but I also think it's a little bit of a target onto Eevee. And we'll see the second ban coming through, and it's gonna be a Diva ban here. Again, like I said, this is very much a dive favored map here, and I think that taking the Diva out of the mix, it's gonna open some things up here. Maybe some Winston? Maybe some Wrecking Ball? Can't imagine that we'll get to see any Reinhardt, but Navilia has seemed to favor it, so I suppose it's possible. But I also think that, Hazard is pretty good, I think. The Diva also, I'm leaning real hard into the Jetpack Cat Bastion. I know that some people are sick of seeing it, but personally, I am a fan of the Jetpack Cat Bastion. I think that it's absolutely hilarious. I would not be a fan of playing the Jetpack Cat in this composition because, you're just flying around. It's a flight simulator, essentially. But I do think that it's very entertaining to watch. I like to see, the creativity that has come through. All right. Yeah, Numbani. No Genji. No Diva. So this is going to be the match point here. The winner of this map is going to go on into that winner's round 2. We will follow them up there to face off against the winner of Arctic Halo versus WKU Gray. But we got to get through Numbani first, so let's take a look at what these teams are cooking up. As I do have a little bit of an update for you guys. I've gone ahead and refreshed my bracket, and it looks like it will be WKU Gray. Waiting for the outcome of this match to see who they're going to face off against in that winner's round 2. Apologies as well for the blurry bracket. I just stretched it out as far as I could on my screen. So hopefully once I show it the next time, you guys will be able to actually see what's going on. All right. Gan Galaxy on the defense. And Rosie on the attack here. They've put Motley Mane on this Mauga. That Brig Juno backline as well. Eevee gonna get the better of the Tracer duel this time. So Rosie gonna have to wait here. They're really counting on Meow to kind of create the space. Gan Galaxy have World is Mine set up so far back here in that kind of traditional Ana position, and the question becomes, who is going to displace them? Great anti-nade in. YG on the Ashe as well, very much worth mentioning. That Dynamite can be deadly. I think especially against this composition that Rosie is playing here, where they have kind of everybody just kind of clumped up. Another excellent anti-nade connects on to 3 members here. The dive in from Navilia, but it's going to be the good control of the space here by Motley Mane. Ooh, Oni! Alright, you don't have to dive the Ana, just take off her head from afar. However, the High Ground has fallen, so the trades come through. Nvilia has a sliver of HP, not gonna stay alive. Sate has just eliminated the backline of Rosade. Looking to take down the Sojourn as well. Oh, might be able to do it. No, will not be able to get away with that much. Oni gonna shut down that idea. Now, Gan Galaxy is gonna have an opportunity to retake here. Eevee is taking a pretty long flank around behind the point, and Nvilia has made it back in as well. One tick, though, for Rosade. Yeah, the problem is that they weren't really able to get Motley Mane onto the point. You really do need to find your Mauga onto this point. The big source of HP, big presence. Eevee finding Meow. And she has the Pulse Bomb to work with. Oh, chucks it out. And gets one for it! Oh my goodness. Oni definitely did not see that coming. It's just raining from the sky there. It's great here for Gan. It's just burning time off the clock. I mean, yes, one tick went through from Rosade, but Rosade's having a hard time getting through this checkpoint. They keep pathing to this high ground, and they keep getting hit with this anti-nade from World is Mine. As I say that, of course. They're gonna opt for some different pathing here, over towards the coast. Still gonna have to be wary of that anti-nade. Gets thrown in, connects onto Leon Kennedy. Whoa, that Juno gonna pop the orbit, trying to keep Rosade in this fight. Manages to get everybody healed back up, but that was over on the angle here. Unfortunately, falling to Eevee once again, so the numbers advantage is not in favor of Rosade. They're making a very long rotation to get Oni up on this high ground. Overclock, ready to go, but it's a narrowed monkey right in your face. The rally, no concern to Nvilia. Doesn't have that primal ready to go as well. And Rosade, 60 seconds for them to try and get this point capped up. Motley Mane, ooh, nice charge out, won't end up getting staggered. But Rosade threw everything into that. And Motley Mane just has not been able to build up to this cage because you're really just trying to shoot at the monkey, and Nvilia has done such a good job of just kind of kiting in and out, never staying really long enough to get burned down or for Motley Mane to really do any amount of damage. DPS ultimates and the primal here for Gan Galaxy. World is Mine does fall. That's a lot of healing gone for Gan, and the Pulse Bomb from Eevee is not going to find a pick this time. Yeah, I was trying to force out YT, but that Bob is going to be a significant issue here for Rosade. Meow falls as well. There's the Bob onto the point. The primal going to provide a little backup here for YT. Now, the Bob... Oh. Nobody touches. No, nobody touches! Oh, the cage off of the point there, and unfortunately for Rosade, I don't believe they got that oh, they did. Okay, they did pick... No. Rain can't math. That's rough for them. It's gonna have to be a very strong full hold. No deaths for Eevee. On that Ashe, yeah, nonetheless, yeah, set up on that high ground. Really, really great stuff here from Gan Galaxy on their defense. And again, hey, another tank to check off your list. We got to see some Winston gameplay. This is just match number 1. Yeah, Rosade just struggling hard to find their way into that first point. Very, very low damage. I think, yeah, that really speaks to Nvilia just being able to use the bubble, to kite out, and just wait for those anti-nades to come through from World is Mine. 60% here for Rosade. And they're going to opt to run this on a break backline. Expecting perhaps that Nvilia is going to be on that Winston. And they are going to be in for a nasty surprise. I like Oni on the Emre as well. Some nice long sight lines to work with here. And I think, again, the Emre would be really nice to go for that kind of anti-dive. That Siphon Pistol, the self-heal for the Emre. But Nvilia is going to charge onto this high ground. Okay, World is Mine is not going to make it through the choke point, though. So the Ana out of the mix here. Buying time for Rosade. They would love to find another pick here. but it's a nice disengage that comes through from Gan Galaxy. And as long as Motley May can kind of get these cooldowns cycled through, should be able to hold this high ground fairly well against the Mauga, but YG's got themselves set up on the coast, so they are just taking pot shots at your supports. And unfortunately for Vibrant, where they're on this brig, you're not really going to be triggering Inspire very often against this composition Gan's running. Meow, down. That is one of the biggest sources of damage against Devilia out of the picture. Both supports are gone as well. Great little 1-2 here from Eevee and Saint, who is going to get punished for that, but it's one tick on the board here for Gan Galaxy. Slam on to Motley May as well. We'll get a little bit of shield there from that Kinetic Grasp, but it will not be enough. And that will be the point capped up as Gan Galaxy will pick up Nimbani and pick up the match. They're going to move on to that upper bracket, facing off against WKU Gray. Great stuff here on the Winston. Love to see a little nano Winston, bit of a throwback maybe. But hey, very close here from Rosie Day. I think they Gan Galaxy locked in a little bit towards the end of this series. But yeah, Rosie Day's gonna have another life down in that lower bracket. Great stuff from them. So we'll have to see how things go in our second match here. I'm gonna go ahead and reset my scores. And while I do that, and while we get our observer into the next lobby, gonna go ahead and remind everybody, hey, happy Pride Month! Thank you so much for being here. Oh, you get to see my Team 2 here. Let me adjust that before I give my spiel. Team 2, it's not Team 2, it is WKU Gray. There you go. Yeah, thank you so much for being here. Fallen Esports is putting on this Fallen Pride tournament in support of the Brave Space Alliance, which is a Black trans-led LGBTQ plus organization based in Chicago. So they look to do community resources, education, and empowerment for that local Chicago area. So it's a fantastic organization to support in Pride Month, and if you are interested in making a donation to the Brave Space Alliance, you can check out the link in the chat from the Fallen Esports Twitch account. So thank you all so much for being here in support of that. And of course, there's a little bit of monetary compensation here for the teams that make it to the top, because there's a prize pool here, courtesy of Fallen Esports. It's a $500 prize pool, and that is going to be split among the top 3 teams. So the $300 to first place, it is going to be $150 to second place, and then $50 to third place. So a little compensation for the teams for putting on an amazing show for us here. Love the jersey. Thank you, Lunar. Yeah, thank you all for being here. I'm just updating a couple of things here as I get the roster ready for our WKU Gray team. I'll send it over to the roster of our winning team. I know that if you've been here from the start, you've already seen this, but I'm gonna send you a reminder here. Let me update as well, because we didn't have Nicoletta in, and we didn't have Risk in as well. I'm gonna have to do a little check on that. I think there was an allowance for some substitutions here. Oh no, we will have Navilia in for the second map. I can see. Slow Lettuce. That is from WKU. Anyways, I'll throw it over to this roster here. Yeah, keeping in mind that there are potentially some substitutions here. Also, I had no idea what roles any of these players are going to be playing. Eevee is actually not on the tank, so I have learned that Eevee has been on the Flex DPS for us tonight, for the side of Gan Galaxy. We also have Nicoletta, Navilia, Saint, TX, and YT. And Nicoletta not in. It is World Is Mine that has been playing some flex support for this team. Now, similarly on the side of WKU esports, WKU Gray, I am entirely unaware of what roles they play, what heroes they like, but here's some names for you at least. And again, there could be some changes when it comes to substitutions and things like that, but we have Riley Simmer, Bakura, Stratocaster, Crybaby, and Slow Lettuce in for this team. Actually, I'm going to take a look here, see if there are any substitutions. I know that there definitely are substitutions for Gangan Galaxy. Let me take a look at our handy dandy match page, courtesy of Console Gaming League. As, yeah, there is one potential substitution here, Keller, for the side of WKU Gray, who did win in a 2-0 fashion against Arctic Halo. I'm going to throw you guys the bracket. Maybe this is going to be a little bit better here. I don't have it stretched way across my screen anymore. Maybe a little bit better. But yeah, 2-0 win here for WKU Gray. Looks like the Kitchen picked up a 2-0 win as well. Maybe I'll do a little refresh here, see if any of the other teams submitted their scores. All right. Looks like Fallen Tail and Team Reformed have not yet submitted, so we'll have to just wait on that. But we do know that Arctic Halo versus Rosidae is happening in that lower bracket here, and it will be the loser of that match that will be eliminated here. And then Escape the Hamster is awaiting that score input from Fallen Tail versus Team Reform to find out who they'll be facing off against. Yeah, folks, and the plan, well, hopefully we'll see if it works out, is to do our Gangan Galaxy match, and then we'll follow the losing team from this match into that lower bracket. So that would be into the lower round 2. So we'll see how the time shakes out and how these teams feel about extending to another match here. Because we do have there's more matches happening tomorrow as well. So we'll be streaming the lower bracket finals tomorrow. And we will be streaming the grand finals tomorrow. So potentially we'll be able to sneak in an upper bracket final as well. Again, it's going to depend on what the teams want to do. Where this is, it's a smaller tournament. And we're just trying to get everything in before Face It. We want to give some flexibility to the teams. So we're just looking to get everybody into the lobby here. We'll wait to see what our map selection is going to be as well. Again, we will be starting on a control map. The question is, who will get to select the control map? It might be WKU Gray. So we'll find out where they're going to take us. It is the Face It Season 9 map pool. So there's been some adjustments to the map pool, absolutely. And I think that we're getting to see some maps that we haven't really seen in quite a while. Getting to see Nimbani, I mean, yeah, they've shaken things up a little bit. Taking us to a hybrid map that's not King's Row. Absolutely incredible. We do know where we're going to go for map number 1 here. Like I mentioned, it had to be a control map, and it had to be one of the 3 from the pool. We got to see Antarctic Peninsula for our last series here, and looks like we're going to get even more variety as we head over to Oasis for our first map. Again, this is a best of 3, so it's a first to 2. I've shown you all the map modes here, but well, I guess we will see. It won't be 5 maps. No, I say that, actually. I guess it could be 5 maps. I'm not trying to curse these teams. But we'll see how they play out here. We'll wait for the bans as well. It's the Face It style bans that I think. Oh, nope, that's not that. You guys don't get to see a sneak peek at the lobby just yet. It'll be Face It style bans here. So we'll have one role banned out from each team and no double role bans. So looks like it was Gan Gan Galaxy that got to select Oasis as our first map here in that higher seed. And that means that they also get to pick the first hero ban. They're going to take Tracer out of the picture. Interesting. They did play a little bit of Tracer there. I feel like Eevee is maybe more partial towards that Genji, though, because we did see Eevee move over onto the Tracer on Nimbani, I think because that Genji was banned. So, we'll see what the response is going to be from WKU here. Honestly, it's interesting because it's like they have to ban between a tank or a DPS, and I don't know that WKU was watching any of the end of that that match that we just covered, but I mean, Navilia has played a lot of tanks. So, I think that going for a tank ban would be very, very difficult. Especially Navilia just wants to run the Reinhardt again, which I think is pretty hard to predict happening here. So WKU, they're gonna have to think about it. Maybe go for a support ban, which I feel like support bans coming out on map number 1 is getting more and more common. Especially just with like the amount of flexibility I think that there are in backlines now, and looks like WKU are in agreement. They are going to ban Lucio here. So, no Tracer, no Lucio. We saw Gan Gan Galaxy run kind of a variety of compositions, but we did get the Juno from them, the Brig from them. Haven't seen any Mizuki yet. Could potentially at some point, but maybe not on Oasis. We'll see. Again, this is going to be best of 3. So first to 2, and the first to 2 is going to move on to that upper bracket finals to face off against I'm refreshing to see, Fallen Tail and Team Reform still have not submitted a score, so I'm not sure who ended up winning that. But the kitchen is awaiting them in the other winners round 2 match that's happening. So we'll get those scores in eventually here to find out the upper bracket standings, but I think we are just about ready to head into Oasis here. Map number 1, Gan Gan Galaxy versus WKU Gray. WKU Gray coming off of a 2-0 win here, so maybe Gan Gan Galaxy is a little bit more warmed up having to go to that map number 3, but let's head into it and see what we get. We'll be starting on City Center first. Lots of high ground to make use of here. Navilia opting potentially for that Winston again. Warmed up on it thanks to Nimbani.
3, 2,
WKU, it is going to be Bakura on that D.Va Stratocaster. Gonna show us that Mizuki. Feel like I should have I was saying a tank checklist, but like honestly, it should just be like a hero checklist. I feel like we are just getting so much variety here. Alright, the Mizuki Kiriko versus the Kiriko Wooyoung. Point will be unlocking shortly. Gan Gan Galaxy, they're looking to just get control of that high ground. They're happy to have YT kind of set up there. But on the other side of things, WKU playing for that closer side of things on the coast. They have Crybaby on this Cassidy, so it's a lot of damage onto Navilia if Navilia goes in for that dive. Point has opened a little bit of control in favor of WKU, but they are very low on HP. It's going to be the Suzu out here, and problem with Gan Gan Galaxy's positioning is that they're not necessarily going to be able to collapse onto this small room and maintain the high ground at the same time, but Saint reminding us that Wooyoung doesn't have to see his targets to do the damage. Point still hasn't been capped, though. It is going to be the chain connecting onto YT. And the DMAC goes through onto Bakura. Surely this will be the cleanup here for Gan Gan Galaxy if they grab control of the point. Nice little late kill onto Keller there as well. Now, WKU do have both those support ults to work with here. But Nivilia's gonna have this blade online very soon. Neither of those support ults are going to help with that blade. Crybaby taken down early, but Eevee gets punished as Bakura slips off the map as well. So, unfortunately, WKU is not going to be able to capitalize on that trade onto Eevee. And now, Gan is just holding all of this space. They have 5 ultimates to work with here. Now, that Kikai Sanctuary from Stratocaster could be good for this overclock from YT. There's the overclock out. Kitsune Rush in response here from Slow Lettuce. World of Mind's going to be able to match that, however. And Saint is just doing so much damage on this Wuyong. The Kikai Sanctuary connects in, but it does not block the damage that was needed there. And WKU have just been forced back into their spawn. There is so much poke damage between YT and then the supports from Gan Galaxy as well. Tidal Blast is good to go here from Saint. I feel that need to really use it. Keller falls. YT finds the head of Slow Lettuce as well. Alright, Crybaby hitting back, but gets taken down. And Gan Galaxy are just so good for finding those opening picks. Maintaining their lead in the fight and in the percentage here. Approaching that 90%. WKU have to find somebody to get their way onto the point. There will be the contest that comes through. It will trigger the overtime here from WKU. Bomb from Bakura on the point. The Tidal Blast from Saint just to keep themselves alive. Genji does fall, but the Blossom is eaten up by the bubble. And the Railgun from Keller onto Keller. Stratocaster down as well, and it's just falling apart here for WKU. They had the Deadeye, but they just did not have the resources to pull it, and the Diva D mech'd. The blade still in the pocket of Eevee, overtime gone, and that is 100% 2-0. Gan Galaxy starting off strong here on Oasis.
Score 1-0.
Yeah, it's tough. All the poke damage that's available from Gan Galaxy, once they're in control of that point, there's no speed here from that Lucio, and neither team opting to run the Juno to try and cover that distance. I mean, 3 players on the side of Gan Galaxy without a death. WKU have an opportunity to come into this, but I think it's going to be very important that they get control of a point first. Feels like once Gan gets set up, it is going to be so hard to push into them. Especially we're heading over to Garden as well. So again, we're heading on to another dive-favored sub-map here on Oasis. Might have been a different story if we had gone to University here, but WKU going to need to lock in, grab this point, force us on to that third sub-map. Already Bakura is so low here. The Suzu out from Slow Lettuce. Point will be unlocking shortly here, and BKU have just been kind of forced into this corner. They're trying to make their way up to the high ground. It is going to be the burst out. Looking to make the rotation over to the other side of the high ground. The point has opened though, and yeah, Bakura goes for the contest and ends up losing their mech. Still alive in the fight, however, so an opportunity to maybe get the tank back into the mix here, but you're not going to have the Cassidy to try and make that happen. YT finds another in the fight, eliminating both DPS from the side of WKU, and the point opening now. It's a good chain on, but it's a better headshot from YT, the team kill here for Gan Galaxy. Start building percentage here on Garden. Oh, early kill onto Crybaby, and great aggression coming through from Gan. Alright, DPS back into the mix for WKU. Tidal Blast and that overclock coming online. Nivillea very close behind with that Primal Rage as well. And hey, the support ults will be in the mix here for the side of WKU. That Kitsune Rush could be what they need to try and make some space for them. trying to punish Navilia. Hey, they managed to take down the Winston before that Primal Rage can go off. This is an opportunity. WKU, they're gonna have to deal with a Dragon Blade plus Tidal Blast though, and that Kukai Sanctuary comes out, but like I mentioned earlier, it just does not do anything against a Blade. Overclock out from YT as well, finds Crybaby, who is over on that Sojourn off the Cassidy. And all of the follow-up is there for Gan Galaxy. And it will be a stagger onto Bakura as well. Lot of percentage being built here by Gan Galaxy. And they still have that Kitsune Rush and the Primal to work with. Alright, we'll see the approach that WKU are looking for. Already a lot of damage onto Keller. Will get healed up, but that Wraith form already forced out. Pavilia's gonna go in aggressive as the Primal Rage. Looking for the Sojourn. Is going to find Crybaby, trying to knock them off the edge. Won't quite do that, and Keller actually is gonna find the kill onto E-Beam here. Kitsune Rush out from World is Mine to try and find the trade here. It's gonna be the bomb ready to go for Bakura. Keller not able to stay alive long enough to get that Blossom online. It's a great chain onto Navilia, but without the Reaper in the fight, you just don't have the damage to try and burst that tank down. Stratocaster out of the mix as well, and it is desperation here for WKU. They use the bomb on the point, but Bakura, oh, it is the railgun to take them down, and that will be it. It is another 100% 2-0 here for Gan Galaxy as they're going to claim Oasis in a very dominant fashion.
Play of the game.
No, the Wuyang play of the game. I mean, you love to see it, honestly. By the end of that, both supports from Gan Galaxy still didn't have a death. Fantastic showing from them, honestly. World is Mine and Saint TX putting in the work there.
You're too kind.
Alright. Unfortunately, WKU are gonna find themselves in that match point, of course. It's a best of 3, so it's gonna be that first of 2 that gets to claim the series here. We are in that upper bracket, which means that if they get eliminated from this match, they will move down here. But all right, we will see. It is going to be WKU that's in control of the map pick, at least. I'm gonna update my score here. 1 up for Gan Galaxy. All right. And while we await that map pick, which is going to be from that Faceit map pool, it is going to be a good time for me to remind everybody, happy Pride, welcome, thank you so much for tuning in to the Fallen Esports Pride Tournament. We're here in support of the Brave Space Alliance, which is a Black trans-led LGBTQ+ community organization based in Chicago. So this is an organization that looks to provide community resources, outreach, and education within that Chicago area. So it is a fantastic charity to support here in Pride Month. If you'd like to make a donation to the Brave Space Alliance, you can check out the link in the chat that has been posted by Fallen Esports OW. So thank you again to everybody that is watching, cheering these players on, getting to see some fun Overwatch, and supporting a really great cause. And there is a little bit of compensation here for the players as well. We do have a $500 prize pool on the line as well, so a little incentive to give us kind of the best showing here, as a lot of these players are preparing to head into Faceit Season 9, which does start on Monday, of course. So fun to get to see a little bit of a teaser of some of these players that I'm sure we're going to be seeing throughout the season as well. All right, map pick. So WKU Gray had any of the modes except for Control to work with. They are going to opt to take us to a escort map. We're going to be going over to Circuit Royale for map number 2. Potentially the final map in this series, if Gan Galaxy are able to win it. But hey, we did have a map 3 already, so there is potential here for WKU to hit back. Maybe take us to a map number 3. We will have bans as well. WKU in control of the first ban. And they are going to opt to ban the Genji. Eevee. Really having an impact on folks, I think. Seeing that Genji ban come through. It is going to be a tank or a support ban for Gan Galaxy. And looks like they are going for a tank ban. It's gonna be the Sigma out of the mix here. You know what? I am also banning Sigma on Circuit Royale. I am not a Sigma player, and I feel like, you know, once upon a time, Sigma was like a must pick on Circuit Royale. And then we had kind of Ram make an appearance, and then we had Mauga just kind of take over everywhere, honestly. And now I feel like we've come full circle. Like, we can go back to Sigma on Circuit Royale, so it's a good ban. Let's head into Circuit Royale. I had to do this because we gotta check out the dock. And the gameplay, of course. That'll come through as well, I'm sure. Alright. Gan Galaxy on the defense first. Oh, classic! Double sniper on Circuit Royale. Oh, you love to see it. Unless you're WKU Gray. Then it might be a little concerning. Especially if Keller sticks with this soldier. Might be a little tricky, but we'll see, of course, you know. Attacker's advantage and all that. Interesting backline here from Gan as well. Worldless Mine over on that Lifeweaver. I heard from a certain streamer that Lifeweaver has the highest win rate in Champion right now. Don't fact check me on that, but I heard that that could be the case. So let's see what Worldless Mine is going to be able to get done on that Lifeweaver. Keller is going to match over on that Hanzo, so we're going to get the quad snipers in the lobby. Stratocaster on the Ayari as well. This double flex backline here for WKU, and Crybaby's going to find the opening shot onto YT. That Hanzo out of the mix is so much of that spam damage as well that's going to be forced onto Bakura, so WKU is going to be able to take a decent amount of space here. Crybaby's looking, knows that Saint is over in that corner. Wu Young is going to be able to use that mobility to get out. Nice headshot coming through. Crybaby. He's going to take down Eevee, but YT is back into the mix. The sonar onto the dome of Keller. But it's another kill here from Crybaby. It is going to be YT heading back here, so that's a lot of pressure now released here from Gan Galaxy, and they're going to be able to start pushing forward. Let's figure a nice amount of progress on the cart for the side of WKU. It's going to be a much harder angle to get value from this Widow, though, now that you're kind of around that corner. Navilia has that Nemesis form forced out early here, and still in critical conditions, so has to give some space. Oh, there's the headshot! Crybaby gonna start off the fight with an Elim for WKU once again. Finds the second one, pops the sights as well, and Crybaby is looking to lock this payload into that checkpoint for WKU. Looks like Gan Galaxy are going to respect that. Checkpoint collected here. More than 4.5 minutes in the bank for WKU, and they have pushed so far forward here. They have both those support ults, the Annihilation to work with as well, but Gan, they're gonna be showing up with the double support ults and the Annihilation as well. Dragons ready to go here from YT, looking to find the head of one of these players. There's the Dragons through. Axe onto Keller. I actually think that was a solo Dragon onto Keller. The Annihilation comes through from Navilia and the tree as well. It's a big commitment here for Gan Galaxy, but they do stop that payload from rolling forward. Late kill on the Stratocaster as well. And Gan Galaxy have kind of dropped down onto the low ground here. see if Navilia is going to make that rotation back up to that high ground. I feel like the Ram, you could hold down here. There's the dragons through. It's a great angle here, but it is really good pull from Worldless Mind to keep Navilia alive. Bakura aware that Eevee is up here, does have those sights as well. Oh, but Crybaby just shuts that down. Fantastic. So, but okay, yeah, that is immediately gonna get traded out. That's a nice headshot there from YT. Captive Sun connects onto that Hanzo, looking to take down the Wuyong as well, but you gotta be very respectful of that Nemesis form from Matra. Bakura leaving the space here for WKU. Has the Annihilation here as well. Kind of nice to hold on to that as this payload's going to slowly be approaching this checkpoint. Nemesis form out from Navilia. There's the headshot from Eevee. Both Widows gonna pick up one apiece, but Slow Lettuce out of the mix here. Okay, Crybaby's gonna immediately hit back here. That Annihilation from Bakura comes out in time. Another headshot here from Crybaby, this Widowmaker. Absolutely deadly. Alright, another checkpoint collected here for WKU. Still 4 minutes here as they roll into this third point of circuit. Navilia over on the Orisa, and Eevee seeding that Widow duel over onto the Cassidy now. YT gonna be the first to fall. There's the sights out as well as Crybaby makes this rotation onto the high ground. Very brave from Saint. Knows that the Widow is there. Has to know the sights are still up as well. Navilia, fortunately, the Orisa just doesn't really have much mobility, so it gets sat down in the dragons and gets melted out. And WKU have just done such a great job chaining together these limbs. There just has not been a clean fight come through for Gan Gan Galaxy, and we're 3/4 of the way through this third point of circuit. I don't think that this payload's really even slowed down. Another headshot. Crybaby's just popping up on angles that you do not expect them to be on. It is going to be the tree in response to that amplification matrix, but the numbers are still in favor of WKU, despite not having that BAP. Tidal Blast goes out, and finally Gan Gan are going to have the advantage here. They have some contest happening on the point. Eevee's in no man's land, but she finds the limb and stays alive through it. Great backup there from the rest of Gan Gan Galaxy as they managed to stop that payload from moving into that third and final checkpoint. They hold on to the Deadeye from Eevee as well. Navilia off of that Orisa. And over on to this Hazard. You see, nope. All right, here's the opening pick here. WKU, the double sniper composition, really seeming to be their strong suit. Navilia way in the back line of WKU, somehow still alive. Not for long though. Yeah, the SMG headshot, I believe, taking down that Hazard. Here's the Deadeye out from Eevee. Just sat on the point and still finds in a limb. Stratocaster nearly had that Captive Sun ready to go as well, but oh, the Annihilation from Bakura just can't really be contested here. And that will be a completion here on Circuit Royale.
Score 0-3. Switching sides.
All right.
Initiating match.
Great showing here. Bakura with a single death. That Ramatra looking very good for WKU Gray, creating so much space for Crybaby and Keller to really pop off on. I mean, Crybaby especially on that Widowmaker. Fantastic showing. And I think that we can see why WKU opted to come to Circuit for our map number 2. And the Sigma ban from Gan Gan Galaxy, honestly, I feel like WKU is really benefiting from that. But they are going to be on the defense now. Same composition. See what they can get done with it, but Gan Gan Galaxy are cooking. We saw them run this double speed composition. And that was on New Junk City. And they did a pretty good job with it. So I don't think that WKU is going to be expecting this. I mean, Reinhardt is one thing to deal with, but a speed boosted Reinhardt? Okay, well, World is Mine is going to be off of that Juno, so you are going to have the BAP as that kind of big burst heal to keep Nabilia in these fights. I think that's going to be so important when you're playing up against this Ramattra that can just punch through your shield. Alright, it's going to be the cross here. Nabilia getting onto that high ground, but World is Mine is going to have such a hard time making that crossover because it's a double sniper composition from the WKU. They're looking for the squishy targets. YT is going to be the first one to eat a bunch of damage, but the Freya getting healed up. Ooh, grapple shot not going to connect this time for Crybaby. That high ground in control of Gangan Galaxy now. Crybaby just doesn't really have the same space to work with. It has to back around the corner here. Bakura ends up falling as well. WKU just got kind of forced out because they lost control of that high ground. Nabilia pushing forward. The shield is low, but doing a good job managing that. And now the BAP down, looking for a pin in. Oh, the Fire Strike doesn't quite connect. Nabilia has a sliver of HP and no speed to get her out. Yeah, the shield is gone. The Reinhardt falls. Nice stabilization here from WKU. Headshot on the World is Mine as well, so that is going to be sights coming through here from Crybaby. Eevee was way behind WKU Gray. Not sure how the Sojourn got up there, but that's a great late kill here from WKU. And great sights as well from Crybaby to even find that Sojourn as, whoa, Nabilia getting run down by that Nemesis form, but Bakura falling so low is going to manage to stay alive through that, but that was very close. All right. Let's see what Gangan Galaxy is going to do to try and get this cart into the first point. Dragon's on the high ground, catches Eevee before that lamp can come out from World is Mine, and Saint is going to have so much damage done as soon as that Lucio peeks the head around the corner, ends up falling as well. Now, the Bola shot did go into the backline of WKU, but nobody has fallen for it. In fact, YT is going to end up back in the spawn room here. Nemesis form out from Bakura, and all of the space back in control of WKU. No DPS ults to work with, but they have everything else to their name. Gangan Galaxy, they have the Shatter. Gotta get out the shield from Bakura, potentially. Honestly, if you can even just find one with the Shatter, it would be massive. Oh, the Amp Matrix goes very far forward, but WKU still makes use of it. Bakura with the Nemesis form takes down two. There's the solo Shatter, does connect onto Bakura, but it's going to be a lamp there. Slow Lettuce making sure that tank stays alive, and Gangan Galaxy rapidly running out of time here. What a fantastic showing from WKU on this Circuit Royale map. They're still going to have that Captive Sun ready to go. They still have the Annihilation ready to go, and those DPS ultimates. Oh, so coming online. Captive Sun out first. It is going to be the beat. It connects onto 4. Eevee has that overclock out as well. YT is over on the Widowmaker. Nice long angle to work with as well. That seems like it should be a fight win here for Gangan Galaxy. They just need to clean up Bakura. Has that Annihilation. I suspect they will hold on to it. Just trying to buy time here. 10 seconds. Gangan Galaxy need to stay on this payload. They need to cap up this first point. And they're gonna need to do it into an Annihilation from Bakura. This is gonna get back into this fight. And Nabilia made that swap over onto the Ramattra, and I think that made a big difference. There's the sights out from Crybaby. Is there gonna be a contest? Just in time. Then there's the dragons coming through, but the supports are gone for WKU. So does the Annihilation even get committed here? No, Bakura, yeah, very wisely recognizing without any supports, you are not gonna stay alive for very long. All right, Gangan Galaxy at the 12th hour manage to cap up their first point of circuit. Annihilation still in the hands of Bakura, though. Oh, Nabilia just took a big chunk of damage there. The tank for Gan Galaxy gonna get healed up here. Oh, hello, Eevee over on the angle with that Cassidy. Stratocaster gonna take them down, and there goes the DPS, and there goes the tank, and WKU gonna get themselves positioned very nicely up on this high ground. They know Saint is over there, but yeah, not gonna pressure onto a Lucio. That's not quite worth it. Annihilation will be coming online for Namilia very soon as well, so we are very likely gonna have an Annihilation standoff, I suspect. Oh, it's a headshot onto Eevee. I honestly don't know how Crybaby even saw the Cassidy through that mix of bodies. The sights are out now as well. Saint gonna take down Crybaby. The Lucio taking things into their own hands. Namilia has built up that Annihilation. He's gonna pop it first. Bacora's gonna commit in with an Annihilation of their own. The lamp from Slow Light is keeping that tank for WKU alive momentarily, but not able to stay alive after that dome shot from YT. Sights are out. YT pushing forward here. I mean, Namilia pushing very far forward here as well. Reload is just creeping forward right now. WKU, they have an opportunity to go for a recontest again. It's going to be the Dragons in to try and create some space. Forces the lamp out. There's the Amp Matrix in, but Bakura just ends up falling. Slow Lettuce takes down Eevee, who's now over on the Tracer. So WKU might be able to do something with this. It's going to be the Captive Sun out, but it doesn't connect on to anything, and it does not stop the payload from moving into the checkpoint. Once again, with a very small amount of time, Gan Galaxy get it done. They take us into the third point of circuit. They are trying to take us into overtime rounds, but if they finish circuit, they will not have more time than WKU Gray. In fact, they will have to do it in overtime. Nice headshot on the Crybaby to start things out. Bomb in, connects on to Bakura. Ramattra will be able to stay alive though, and Stratocaster on that Iari just doing so much damage. These supports for WKU really making it tricky for Eevee to find the angles that they're looking for. There's the sights out from YT. Has a very nice angle to work with here. Looks like Crybaby's maybe aware. Well, definitely aware now. And this is a very aggressive angle from Gan's Widowmaker. And is he gonna end up getting punished for it? Crybaby on the case and takes down Saint as well. That Lucio was definitely looking to go for another limb on to this Widow. Annihilation from Namilia on the point. Another kill here from Crybaby, who's just annihilated the backline, and the annihilation from Namilia pushing forward here. YT is over onto the Soldier. The beat from Saint has to be committed just to get the touch. Connects onto Saint and YT, but overtime will be trickling down, and WKU Gray are going to give us our second map 3 of the night. They tie things up here on circuit, and we will be heading to a tiebreaker map here. Back-to-back maps number 3s. I mean, fantastic showing here in the Fallen Esports Pride Tournament. Alright, yeah, better update my score then. Okay. Hey, you love to see a team win their map pick. Absolutely. We're gonna update the map score here as well. So that was 3-2. Okay. And we will we'll see what map we end up on here. It's gonna be Gan Galaxy. They get to pick the map, and they can take us to any map mode that hasn't been played yet. So we got Hybrid, Push, and Flashpoint. Haven't seen a push map yet tonight. Could be time, but maybe not. I don't know. Gan Galaxy. We'll also have to select one of the maps from the Face It Season 9 map pool. I like that Fallen Esports have opted to use that map pool because, of course, everybody right now is preparing for Season 9 of Face of League that will be starting on Monday. So I think that having these maps to choose from, very wise. Especially because there's some maps that we just don't see. Getting to see Numbani last, lots of fun. I don't necessarily love playing Numbani, but, watching other people play it, no problem. Alright, they're gonna sort out the map selection here. I'm gonna thank you all for being here to support the Fallen Esports Pride Tournament. Happy Pride Month to everybody. Thank you all so much for being here. And if you are interested in supporting the charity that we're hosting this for, we're hosting this for the Brave Space Alliance. So that is a Black trans-led LGBTQ plus community organization based in Chicago. So their focus is on providing community resources, education, and outreach for the local Chicago area. So it's a fantastic charity to support this Pride Month. So if you're interested in donating, please check out the link in the chat that has been posted by Fallen Esports OW. And again, thank you all so much for being here. Really appreciate you coming out to support Fallen Esports, the Brave Space Alliance, and all of the really awesome players that are competing in this tournament that are also competing for a little bit of a prize pool here. $500 on the line is going to be $300 to first place, $150 to second place, and then $50 to third place. So definitely a little bit on the line here for the teams to put on their best showing and have fun and support a really great cause. On the other side of things, I also have to send a really big thank you to XYBA. They are the ones that are running the production here, essentially. I'm cooking a couple of buttons here and there, but all of the lovely in-game overlays and the formatting for the tournament has all been done by XYBA. So big shout out to them. Thank you so much for supporting the Fallen Esports Pride event. And with that said, looks like we have a map selection, and I am going to update this on my side of things. Personal favorite map here for Rain. If you have ever watched any of my streams, you're gonna know what map we're going to. It is a Flashpoint map, and we are not gonna get a new Junk City. We are gonna get a Suravasa. So super excited to head into this one. I said it's nice to see some of the maps, so we don't get to see so much, but Suravasa is always going to be an exception for me. I will always watch Suravasa, and I will always enjoy it. We'll also have a bit of some hero bands coming through. So again, Suravasa. This is the map pick of Gan Galaxy. You know what? I am gonna fix my map set right now while I'm doing this because there's just no chance we have 3 draws. There's just no chance. So here we go. A little cleaner. Yes, sorry. Hero bands. We're gonna have some hero bands coming through. So Gan Galaxy selecting Suravasa does mean that they're gonna get the first hero ban as well. So it's Face It ban style. So they can ban any role here. And they have opted to ban the Cassidy. I think that makes sense, right? You're gonna really kind of empower Eevee, who's probably gonna go back over onto the Genji now that we're off of Circuit Royale. I feel like Genji's gonna be a little bit easier. And also the Genji ban. Oh, the Genji ban came through on Circuit Royale. Actually, that's also something important to note because that's pretty wild. We do not see that often. But it gave us the quad sniper briefly, so, I'll take Genji ban on Circuit if that's the result. And then WKU. Face It style. They can't ban a DPS here, so they had to go for a tank or support ban. And WKU opting to ban the Winston, which, yeah, I mean, look, I if you were here since match number 1, you'll know that Nvidia has played many tanks, but the Winston has definitely been scary, and I think that the support line for Gan Galaxy has done a really good job keeping Nvidia kind of resource fed on that Winston. So, alright, no Winston here, so we'll see maybe a Reinhardt make an appearance here for Nvidia. I think that it could work on Suravasa, honestly. We do have a little bit of a bio break happening here for the players. So since that's happening, I'm going to go ahead and refresh our bracket And I've resized it again. So hopefully it's not going to be crazy blurry. But let's see. Let's take a look at what have the other matches been doing. All right. Have any of them finished? Oh, hey, we got an update on Fallen Tail versus Team Reformed. So Team Reformed got to move on. Which does mean that the winner of Gan Galaxy versus WKU Gray is going to play the winner of the Kitchen versus Team Reformed. So, well, that'll be an exciting one for them to look for. But I believe our plan is we'll head down into the lower bracket after this. So we won't be moving on to that winners round 3, which might actually be happening tomorrow. Again, we're trying to be flexible for the players to allow for them to maybe push that match towards tomorrow, because we are going to be starting at 4 p.m. Eastern tomorrow to cover some matches. Shout out to Escape the Hamster as well, who unfortunately did take their second loss in that lower round 1 to Fallen Tail, so eliminated from the competition. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see them on the stream here, but big shout out to everybody on Escape the Hamster. Thank you for participating and for being here. I hope that you had a fun time. All right. I think we're ready to go into Suriavasa. All right. Let's go check things out. There is no Cassidy. There is no Winston. There is going to be one winner of this series after this map.
Ready for battle.
All right. I mean, I was trying to channel the Reinhardt, but I'm a big D.Va fan as well, so we could definitely get some D.Va here from Gan Galaxy. Bakura, I mean, I feel like they have found their stride on this Ramattra. I think that WKU Gray are so smart to really lean into this tank selection right now.
5, 4, 3,
Nope.
1.
It is Mauga time. It is not D.Va. It is Mauga time.
Flashpoint. Market.
Lucio Kiriko backline for both teams as well. All right. Heading over to Market to kick things off here on Suriavasa. Again, the winning team will move on to the winner's final. The losing team will have a second life in that lower bracket. Keller finding that a live on to Sage X. Sage TX, and that should prompt a capture here for WKU. Keller does end up getting traded, but it is still very much in favor of WKU, especially with Navilia out of that fight. And I think that, yeah, Crybaby on this Emray is a smart selection. I mean, I think that this might be like a comfort pick, but I think even like running into the Mauga here, again, that Siphon Pistol that gives you the health, the health steal, life steal, that's the word I'm looking for, I mean, Mauga's a massive freaking target. Like, that is a good target to hit a Siphon onto. And it is going to be Navilia falling first in the fight here, so Gan Galaxy seems to be, well, Eevee's still kind of sticking around here. Trying to find a trade does force the TP out of Slow Lettuce, but that Kiriko alive and well, and Eevee off in Narnia. And that will be a late kill here in the fight. And yeah, those late, kind of messy fights are so brutal on these Flashpoint maps. Ooh, okay, Keller is gonna get punished. I think maybe looking for a pulse bomb there. But this is the chance. Gan Galaxy, that they need to push into this point because this is approaching 90% WKU. Almost running away with Market here. They have the Override Protocol to work with. They're gonna commit it. Override Protocol versus the Overclock. The Sojourn not gonna come out on top. Not in Keller's hands. A nice little combo there from the DPS of WKU is the overtime. Oh, it is going, and the flip actually comes through, but it's a great patience play here from WKU. Clean up the fight, flip the point, and no more touch here from Gan Galaxy, and WKU are going to start Suriavasa off with a point.
Next, Flashpoint. Palace.
All right, Palace, point number 2. Now, Gan Galaxy do have that slight spawn advantage here. Can be important. Okay, it's a Kitsune onto the point, but you immediately get stomped on by Navilia, who creates so much space that WKU can't even fight in that Kitsune rush. Keller finds a Saint TX though, and Navilia bit off a little bit more than they Pikachu there. The rest of Gang Gang Galaxy not able to support the Mauga in that endeavor, and Crybaby chase down Eevee as well. The DPS are gone. The tank is gone. World is mine. Goes for the reset. Palace in the hands of WKU, and although it was a great re-engage, or a great engagement there from Gan Gan Galaxy onto that Kitsune Rush to deny the space, the rest of the team just wasn't really able to follow through with the Mauga. However, they have 4 ults to work with here. Blade out from Eevee. It is going to be the cage and the rush from Gan Gan Galaxy as well. And, I mean, WKU Gray, they don't commit anything into it. Stratocaster had the beat to work with, but very, very wise not to use it in that fight. There was no way you were surviving through a Blade cage rush. So that means WKU have that beat to come into this next fight. Big aggression in from Navilia. Oh, the beat! It's gonna connect onto all 5 here from WKU, and whoa, Crybaby actually is taken out of the sky, so that override protocol, not gonna find any limbs, but it did a big chunk of damage to Navilia. Does end up falling. YT is on the flank with that overclock, and Gan Gan Galaxy are doing a great job just controlling the space. They're forcing fights way away from the point, so although WKU has won this fight, they still need to get the point and make the flip over, and that slight spawn advantage that Gan Gan Galaxy have, I think it's gonna make it so that even though WKU won that, okay, they do get the fight win here. The Tracer is just clashing on the edge. That Pulse Bomb's ready to go for Keller. Did get punished the last time that they went aggressively for it. There's the Kitsune Rush from Slow Lettuce. There's none to match. These Kirikos are really kind of staggered here in the ult charge. Eevee taken down. Stratocaster doing a good job on that. Lucio being that second body on the flank with Keller. There's the Annihilation in from Bakura, finding 2 here, and 95% WKU. It is just the cleanup here, and Gan Gan Galaxy not starting out well here on Saravasa. If they want to win their map pick, they are going to have to do a little reverse sweep here. So we head over to Ruins. All right. Gan Gan getting set up first. It's another stomp in from Navilia, but now that shield from Bakura blocks off so much of the resources that need to be given to that Mauga. There's the Pulse Bomb in. Stratocaster down, the beat down for WKU. World is Mine gets traded out though as well, so that Kitsune Rush that was nearly online for Gan Gan is now gone. The point has opened as well. Looks like WKU have gotten their toes on the point first, but not with their Lucio. There is the cage fight in from Navilia, the beat from Saint connecting on to 3, which is going to keep Gan Gan Galaxy safe through that override protocol. Later beat, though, is it going to be the better beat for WKU? They did get control of the point, but now there's the Kitsune Rush right across the point to try and deal with, or right to the door of the point, I should say. Eevee making good use of that Kitsune Rush. Couple of bonks on the head for WKU, and only 25% gained there for them. Gan Gan Galaxy just doing what they do. Taking the space, getting set up. And again, the staggered Kitsune Rush. Oh, whoa, okay, Bakura just got blown up. Nice aggression coming through. Gan Gan Galaxy need these kills. Eevee does end up getting punished. Slow Lettuce with the moves, and 1 HP will live through that. Keller also somehow living through that. A sliver of HP. The Tracer picks up that Mega Health Pack. Alright, it's charge away from the choke point here. Gan Gan. They have the overclock from YT. Maybe they're trying to bait WKU into a spot where that can really be used, but I mean, this is just a free pathway to the point. The Kitsune Rush comes out from Slow Lettuce. Oh, there's the overclock in response though. Keller down, Slow Lettuce down. At that point, flip nearly came through for WKU, but they are not going to be able to pick it up. And hey, reverse sweep on Saravasa could be starting right here, right now. All right, we'll take a look over at Temple. And again, Gan Gan Galaxy. they get positioned around this point first. Pulse bomb, Eevee. Ooh, not gonna find the Elim this time, but very much targeting onto Stratocaster there on that Lucio. Kitsune Rush from World is Mine could be the difference maker in this fight. Going to pop it early here, straight across the point. Does make sure Nabilia stays alive and well, and that is a whole lot of assists onto that kill on Slow Lettuce. Stratocaster down as well. There's no supports here for WKU. And it's a nice little cleanup there as well. Gan Galaxy building percentage first here on Pallet. Oh, on Temple. YT though, way off on an angle. Crybaby has this override protocol to work with and now has a very nice angle to work with as well. Does have to be aware of Eevee, but oh, and the Lucio as well. I think there's a sliver of HP. That is excellent peel coming through from Gan Galaxy, but Saint is out of the fight. The beat is gone for Gan, and Nabilia is down. That cage fight committed as well. Now it is still on point, but Ed, you've just locked everybody from WKU onto the point to count it up. So the flip comes through. The DPS falling low here for Gan, and yeah, a little nade in the face there, the Tracer. Unfortunately, you will fall to that, so that will be another fight win here for WKU. Setting the Wrangles up. Ooh, Crybaby. And gotta be careful of that that burn coming through from Nabilia. Beat is ready to go for Saint as well. Stratocaster, we saw them go for that later beat. They will do just that. The beat from Gan connects on to 4. Same for WKU. YT gonna fall first though. Nice pulse bomb there from Keller. And now there's an Annihilation on the point to try and deal with here. If you're Gan Galaxy, you just gotta go for a quick reset right now because this is gonna be one more fight. And WKU might look to just take the series. They can't get too aggressive though. Stratocaster has gone way in. Does manage to get the moves to get out. Alright, the touch coming through from Eevee will trigger the overtime. The stomp in from Nabilia. Once again, that shield blocking up a lot of the healing, so you have to back off the point if you're that Malga. There's the Kitsune Rush across the point, but there is an overclock to be dealt with. YT trying to keep Gan Galaxy alive in this map. The overtime is falling. There needs to be another touch, and it just won't happen. WKU will win out on Saravasa, and they will take the series. Again, this is after 200% to 0 on Oasis. I mean, this was a fantastic start here from Gan Galaxy, but very impressive adjustment coming through here from WKU. YT on that Sojourn. Fantastic showing throughout this entire series. But yeah, I mean, you can just see it in the elims here. WKU, so many kills, so few deaths, so much damage, just really great overall. And yeah, I think finding Bakura onto that Ramatra, it made a whole world of difference for this team. So they're gonna get to move on to that upper bracket finals. Gan Galaxy not out of things just yet, however. They are going to move down onto that lower bracket. I believe we are going to follow them there. I think that is the plan. So if you're a Gan Galaxy fan, well, good news. There could be more to come here. And, well, hey, let's check out the bracket. Let's do a little refresh here. See what's going on. Any updates? Ooh, okay. Gan Galaxy will be playing against, yeah, Fallen Tail, who did knock out Escape the Hamster. Team Reformed going to be taking on WKU Great in that upper bracket finals as well. So the kitchen awaiting I suspect just the score input from Arctic Halo and Rosie Day. I suspect that match may be over, but who knows? Could be a map 3 banger. All right. Well, we're gonna get everybody into our next lobby and our final match as well. I'll final match of the day on the stream, I should say. So thank you all so much for joining us. Happy Pride Month. Welcome to the Fallen Esports Pride Tournament if you're just tuning in, and hey, thanks for being along for the ride if you've been watching. We are here in support of the Brave Space Alliance. So this is a Black trans-led LGBTQ plus community organization based in Chicago. So they're focused on providing community resources, outreach, and education within that Chicago area. So it is a fantastic charity to support this Pride Month. So if you are interested in making a donation to the Brave Space Alliance, you can check out the link posted by the Fallen Esports Overwatch Twitch account. And yeah, thank you so much for the support. Thank you as well to all of the players for showing up here to compete. We have a little bit of a prize pool on the line for them as a bit of a maybe thank you for participating. So that is $500, which is split between the top 3 teams. So it is $300 to first place. It is $150 to second place, and then third place gets $50. So a little bit of incentive here for them to put on a nice show for us. And support a fantastic charity organization and just kind of celebrate Pride Month. And as you can see that I've updated the title, so we're hoping that we're gonna get to come see this this match between Gan Gan Galaxy and Fallen Tail, which is of course the team here from Fallen Esports competing. I have heard word from some inside sources that it might be a little interesting. Apparently there is somebody on tank that is not typically maybe not typically a tank player or hasn't played Overwatch in a hot minute. But I think that it's going to be super fun nonetheless. And honestly, we have gotten to see 2 map 3s now, so this has been a fantastic tournament so far. And honestly, kudos to us on the match selections as well. You guys saw from the bracket that there were, I think all the other matches were 2-0s. I'm gonna like just go take a little peek. Let's take a look. I'm like pretty sure everything else was a 2-0. Yeah. Oh, no. Fallen Tail versus Team Reformed. Oh, hey, that bodes well for this lower bracket match, though, right? Both of these teams that are playing in the lower bracket match have gone to that map number 3. Fallen Tail did 2-0 escape the hamster, but I think we got a series on our hands. We'll see. Yeah, we're just gonna wait to get everybody into the lobby. Again, this is Face It rules. And kind of getting prepared, I guess, for Season 9 of Face It. So we are running the Face It map pool. It is a best of 3. This will still be a best of 3, so it is still that first to 2. All of the matches until the grand finals will be best of 3. That grand finals will be best of 5. So that's going to be happening tomorrow. So tomorrow we are going to have a map, lower finals, and then the grand finals. That lower finals will be a best of 3 as well, though. I'm just getting some nice little hero rosters available for you guys here, but Gan Gan Galaxy, wait, let me update this, because it has been World is Mine, in the entire time. World is Mine. So, I'm gonna update that. So I'll show y'all their roster, just in case you haven't seen it in the first couple of matches we followed along with them. Again, now I just threw in random heroes for these folks. This is not the roles that they've been playing. World is Mine, Navilia, Saint TX, Eevee, and YT. Gan Gan Galaxy's roster. They do have Nicoletta as well, a potential substitution for them. And then on the other side of things, we are going to have the Fallen Tail. Give a little update here. Again, random heroes for them. I don't know what role they're playing. I don't know what heroes they like. I'm just picking my faves, I guess, or randoms. Azu, Juven, Reyna, Crumb, and Pantera will be in for the Fallen Tail. I believe they might also have some substitutions here. Let me do a little refresh. I'm gonna check that out for you guys. Fallen Tail. Nope, this is it. This is the 5. Oh, Ray. I know her. Yeah, this is gonna be the 5 that Fallen Tail are working with here. So, you know, we'll see how they do. They did have that map 3 in round number 1, and then the 2 didn't win the map 3 unfortunately because we are down here in the lower bracket, and then the 2-0 onto Escape the Hamster. So good showing so far for Fallen Tail, and so the winner of this match will move on to the lower round 3. So they won't be out of the woods just yet. The round 4 is the lower finals. So the lower round 3, I believe, is not being played until tomorrow. But again, we're giving some flexibility to the players. So if no, lower round 3 I guess can't be played today because the winners round 3 is gonna have to be played first, and I don't know that they're playing tonight. So we will at least we'll have this match on the stream, and that'll be it for tonight. But we're gonna be back tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern, and again, all in support of the Brave Space Alliance. So it's a really great cause, and a fantastic way to support Pride Month here. Looks like we do have a map selection. I believe it's Gangan Galaxy that get to select the map that we go to. And they're going to take us to a familiar map for them. We're going to head back on over to Antarctic Peninsula. We'll have the hero bans coming in shortly as well, so same as it's been. The team will get to ban out one hero, and then it's gonna have to be a hero from a different role as the response ban. But we'll have to wait and see. And again, face it, map pool. So I was trying to see if I could maybe had a graphic for the map pool, because it's interesting. I mean, I feel like season 8 just went on for so long that people might have forgotten that there's other maps that can be played that aren't Lijiang Tower. I bet I can do this. But regardless, getting to see some interesting maps come through. Antarctic Peninsula, of course, I mean, I guess not newly reworked anymore, but the most recent rework, which has been interesting. I definitely think there's some interesting components. Adding that kind of frozen ceiling is really fun. I think opening up the labs submap has been really good as well. Let me just see what were the other options we had. We got to see Oasis Ilios. Yes, Ilios, the other control map option. And then Dorado is the escort map as well. I feel like a lot of the other maps are familiar. I mean, I already mentioned Nimbani. Hollywood's back in for hybrid as well. Which, it's okay. And then Runasapi and New Queen Street. I feel like that just means Runasapi, right? I feel like people don't really opt for New Queen Street. But I suppose it's an option. Alright. We got our bans. Oh, alright. So, it was Gangan Galaxy that got to ban first. Reaper ban coming through. So, no Reaper here on Antarctic Peninsula. And then again, it is a support ban here on map number 1. Fallen Tail taking Lucio out of the mix. We saw Lucio Kiriko just in that last map of Surabasa here. What did we see when the Lucio was banned last time? Break Juno, I think? So definitely a viable backline here. Does the Reaper ban mean that Gangan Galaxy are gonna play the Winston? It could. I think that it could happen. Also, we got to see Mizuki one time so far, which made me a little sad. I like to get to see all those I'm saying new heroes, but I mean, the newest heroes. I think that it's really exciting that we have support heroes that are viable. Rest in peace, Lifeweaver. you know, never got to see him on release. Although I mentioned this earlier on Circuit Royale, somebody told me that Lifeweaver has like the highest win rate in champ right now, so maybe he could be viable, but maybe not in a non-ladder setting. But okay, Lucio out of the mix, Brig Juno in. I don't imagine that we see the Yari in. That was fun to see too, though. We've just been checking heroes off of our list pretty much this whole night. I mean, the tanks especially, but getting to see a good amount of supports. DPS as well. Okay, we've seen some variety. Just making sure that all of our players are already in the lobby here. Thank you all so much for tuning in again. Happy Pride to everybody. We're going to be continuing this tournament tomorrow as well, so we're going to have more fun matches for you. So far, both of our matches on stream have gone to that tiebreaker map number 3, so look, I got high hopes riding on Can Galaxy versus Fallen Tail. Because yeah, every match has been a banger on stream so far, and we've caught all of them, all of the bracket. Again, so many 2-0s, but the only other map 3 that happened was in Fallen Tail's match, so it bodes well. That's all there is to it. All right. Hope everybody is having a great Pride Month so far. I'm sure there's going to be lots of other opportunities from Fallen Esports as well to come tune in and support the Brave Space Alliance. I know I was going to try to get some FACEIT co-streams in for them. Unfortunately, my day job has me working away for a bit, so I'm probably not going to be able to get any in June, but stay tuned in July. And stay tuned to the esports Fallen Esports Overwatch Twitter account that will have updates on things that are happening within the community, and you can also check out the Discord as well. I know that they've been running pugs, which have been super popular, so I think that those are kind of happening periodically as staff are available to run them. But if you're looking to kind of get involved in kind of a community, I think that the pugs at Fallen Esports have been super popular, especially among kind of those like higher tier players. I know I played in a couple of the pugs and I suffered greatly, but I had a lot of fun. So yeah, check out the Discord, check out the Twitter, to stay updated on all things happening with Fallen Esports. I think that they have teams in, I want to say Masters and Expert, but I know that they might have an open and advanced team as well, kind of covering all of the divisions, honestly. All right, you guys have heard enough of my stalling. You want to see some Overwatch, and I have good news for you. I think the teams are ready to head into Antarctic Peninsula, so let's check in on them. No Reaper, no Lucio. What will we end up on? Will it be a Winston from Nvidia? Will Pantera be able to shake off the rust of allegedly not playing Overwatch? This is information that has been provided to me in a long time. Getting started on the Ramatra might be a good way to do it. A little bit of Mizuki as well from both teams. Oh, we are locked in here for this one. Nvidia is going to be on that Winston. Little TP out from both teams. The swap's over. Tracer. Oh, no. Juven is still on the Sim. Okay, sticking with it on the high ground here. I feel like we've been seeing a little bit of Sim as well. You know, that TP can definitely be very, very strong. Alright. There's a TP just in case. With the dive, trying to control the high ground here from Can Galaxy, but Fallen have already gotten themselves set up onto this high ground. The point is opening, however, and Can Galaxy thinking about getting some positioning there. Oh, Chrome going to fall. Bonk on the head from Eevee. Great opening here for Can Galaxy. Good for a little bit more, though. Would love to take the Kiriko out of the mix. Does force the TP out of Stella, and Navilia there with the cleanup. Good patience here from Gangan. And they will be rewarded with the first point capture. No swaps here. Looks like Fallen. They're locked in on this Symmetra for now, at least. Ooh, unfortunately, Stella falling early there, and that is going to be a cue for aggression here from Gangan. They take down Crumb as well. Both supports gone for Fallen, and Reyna very low. She does manage to get out alive, however, and Fallen going for the regroup here. Both DPS ults coming online for Gangan. Galaxy, Eevee. Gonna be looking for a pulse bomb. Now, both those supports have the potential to disengage from that pulse bomb. Navilia gets punished. Too much aggression there from the Winston, but it's going to be the Deadeye preventing Fallen from pushing forward, at least momentarily. The pulse bomb from Eevee doesn't connect. It is going to be a connection of Reyna's fist onto Eevee's head, and that'll be the flip over there. Fallen going for the reset. Oh, or taking control of the reset from the supports of Gangan Galaxy. 52% is pretty good for them, but they did commit both the DPS ults into that, and Fallen, they have this Deadeye of their own to work with, and this Kitsune Rush from Stella. Trying to build up these support ults if you're Gangan. Ooh, okay, well, the Kick Guy Sanctuary is not going to be online for this fight. Gangan gonna commit into it. Yes, they are. It's a Kitsune Rush onto the point, but Stella's gonna have one from the high ground here. Reyna just eats a chunk of damage, so even numbers here, and Fallen not having the Cassidy in the fight, not having all of that pressure on Navilia. A Primal Rage going. YT has been traded out. The point still in favor of Fallen. Crumb's gonna commit that Sanctuary onto the point as well, just to try and hold on to this. So far, it is working for Fallen. Those support ults committed in. It's now they need the Sanctuary out from Saint. Annihilation will cut right through that Sanctuary, but Pantera does not have the heals. Unfortunately, it is going to be the projectiles from the Kiriko eaten up by that Sanctuary. Stella falls, and that should be the flip going over to Gangan here. A Pulse Bomb, a parting gift for YT. The team kill for Gangan. 70%, not quite last fight territory for Fallen. We do have that Deadeye to work with. Pulse Bomb from Eevee ready to go. Looking for a Reyna potentially. Alright, Deadeye on the high ground. Oh, and that is going to be the Sojourn taken down. That Railgun just shy of Reyna's skull there, and that is a nice re-engage coming through from Fallen Tail. And the reset from World is Mine. Gangan now going to have to push back into this point. No ults to either team here. It is just going to come down to who wins out in these neutral fights. Who can find the opening pick here? Well, Saint is going to start with that kill on to Juven. Tracer will get back into the fight fairly quickly here, but the health bars of Fallen are not looking very good. Aggression onto the high ground. The overtime has started here. Fallen is at that 99%. If they go for a disengager, they will have a small window to push back on to this point. Once Gangan flips it over, they need to not get staggered out, though. Team kill comes through. Gangan Galaxy have given Wave Spawn over to the two last members of Fallen Tail, but still gonna have to be a rush towards the point here. Reyna over on that Venture, Pantera on the Doomfist, and Pantera doesn't make it to the point. It is gonna be Reyna triggering the overtime here, but it's just a trickle onto the point from Fallen, and all the numbers from Gangan Galaxy kind of set up around this point to do the damage, and they are completing that objective. The Kitsune Rush onto the point will be to no avail. 99 to 100. Gangan Galaxy will pick up the first point here on Antarctic, but hey, I was saying it was good. I was hoping, I was predicting it would be a banger, and so far, so good.
Ready for battle.
All right. heading over to Labs now. Oh, Eevee with 16-1. That Tracer has been an absolute nuisance. And that's honestly saying something, because Reyna was on the Cassidy, you know, trying to get around that Cassidy on the Tracer can be really, really hard. I do think that, yeah, the sim from Juven for the beginning of Anomaly there was kind of fun, but you have to swap over to the Tracer to match. You have to try and put pressure onto Eevee. Gangan Galaxy and Fallen flashing towards the coast side here, but Juven actually took a pretty long angle, so waiting on kind of a pinch to come through here if you're Fallen. Oh, what a flame from Saint! The chain connects, the headshots to follow, and immediately there is going to be a trade that comes through from Fallen, and actually going to be up in numbers, but Juven's so low. It is a duel of the Winstons on the point, and Pantera does have Crumb alive to support in that. The point has opened. And with Stella back into the fight, it will be Fallen getting the first cap here on our Labs sub-point of Antarctic. Nabilia falling so low, has to disengage here. Nice control of the high ground here from Reyna. Yeah, Nabilia knows you have to put pressure onto this Sojourn, at least for a little bit. Trying to create some space here for YT to work with. We know that Sojourn can hit the shots. Just a matter of finding the opportunity. And that opportunity will not be right now, as Gangan Galaxy have to regroup. They have to wait for Nabilia to get back into this fight. Pulse Bomb's ready to go. Oh, YT is actually going to swap off of that Sojourn over onto the Cassidy here. Reyna finds Eevee just before that fight breaks out. It's more of the waiting game here for Gangan Galaxy, especially where that was the only ult ready to go. Could have been the opening to try and pull some attention away from that front line. Recall forced out here from Eevee. Juven has the Pulse Bomb, looking. Gonna have to be extra careful now, though, against the Cassidy. I mean, the Kiriko and the Mizuki are kind of one thing to try and deal with, but the Cassidy is just a whole other layer of damage. A lot of percentage building here for Fallen, and they have just committed the Pulse Bomb. That is it. Primal Rage is in from Nabilia, knocking people around. The trade does come through. The Kitsune Rush offline for Stella. Offline for World is mine as well, though. Akikai Sanctuary is committed here. The point flip, not quite going through for Gangan. And it's going to be the Primal Rage now out from Pantera, knocking Saint around. But that means he will get that teleport back. But yes, that's right. Winston has that long-range damage available. And now there's an overclock from Reyna to deal with here. Fallen are looking to decisively tie us up here on Antarctic. Pulse Bomb in from Eevee. Just sticks onto the Winston bubble, however, and that is a heck of a comeback here as Fallen tie this map up. We are gonna go to that tiebreaker third point of Icebreaker.
Ready for battle.
All right, well, a couple more deaths there for Eevee in that one. But yeah, this is a fantastic clapback. I think you can really see just how much work Gangan Galaxy did in map number 1 to still have like such clean stats, despite not even getting a single percentage on Labs. So big ups to Fallen for just grabbing control of that point and never letting go.
Round 3.
Comes down to this, though.
Objective.
I liked the swap from Pantera over onto the Winston as well. I didn't really mention that, but off of the Ramattra, you now have so much more mobility to try and work with. Fallen doing a good job of that. Controlling this kind of high ground area here. And already, health bars on Gangan are plummeting here. Nabilia trying to stay alive on this Winston, but the poke damage is kind of coming through. Reyna on this Sojourn. Those railguns, once you charge them up, it is going to be very dangerous for Eevee. But there's the supports of Fallen We're getting very low. Yeah, YT is going to delete the Kiriko and the Mizuki. Not done yet. Takes down Pantera as well. Juven quickly heading back with 2. The point has opened now, but nobody getting set up on it just yet. Very much focused on win this fight, then cap the point. And so far, it's not working for Gan Galaxy because the reinforcements for Fallen have arrived in time. And they will get the first percentage here on Icebreaker. Okay, pushing pretty far forward here is Fallen. Yeah, it'll be a disengage coming through. Some reinforcements arrived, but it's definitely not the whole team just yet. Alright, DPS ult's coming online here for Gan. This Deadeye definitely going to be used to open some space up here for Gan to march forward onto this point. False bomb from Juven. Ooh, Navilia, I suspect got chained up there, and he's gonna get bursted down. Great engage there from Juven, and I think this is really the beauty of having Pantera move over onto this Winston. A little follow-up here from Juven has just been so fantastic on the Tracer. I feel like was struggling a little bit, honestly, in the 1v1s against Eevee when Pantera was on the Ramatra. But now that you have that Winston to try and force out some cooldowns, eat up a lot of that damage, and then you can just be the little mop at the end. It's working out great here for Fallen. Again, nice engagement there. Reyna gets shut down with that overclock, however, though. Primal out. There's the Deadeye. Not going to matter. Pantera looking for a little bit more, is going to find it as well. The Primal is out from Navilia as well, but you don't have your Kiriko, you don't have your Cassidy. Not going to be able to push forward towards that point. Chain going a little bit wide there. Crumb almost had World is Mine locked down, but not going to find it. And now Gan again at the edge here. We're approaching that last fight territory. Starting with a kill onto the Tracer is big, but losing your Winston is detrimental to Gan. Trying to get this point flip over. Edie has the pulse bomb. It's gonna have to be big. Doesn't connect on to anything, however. Saint is out of the mix as well. That Kitsune Rush was nearly online for Gan. Pantera takes down YT as well, and it is a 3 versus 5 on the point here. Overtime is triggered. Point flip nearly goes the way of Gan. That Kikai Sanctuary keeping World is Mine alive. Navilia has set herself up on this point, trying to be the presence to get this flip over, but it has not gone just yet. DPS traded out here. Pantera down. This is the chance for Gan. They need to clean these kills up. They do get the flip here, but Fallen is still lurking. Call forced out, and okay, that will be the disengage here. Finally, Gan and me can breathe a little bit here, but as I say that, Pantera is coming in for more. YT walked over onto that soldier to get the recontest, and immediately he's gonna get burst down. There is the rush that Gan needed, but that Primal Rage displacing so many members from actually getting use of it. Pantera, though, makes the jump back into that rush and immediately gets punished for it. Now it's the Primal Rage out from Navilia here. Pantera out of the fight. It should be a fight win here for Gan, but Juven has taken down 2. A Primal Rage from Navilia lasted a very long time, got a lot of value, but the Winston is so low for Gan, and Juven on that Tracer going to be the cleanup. Eevee trying to find this kill on the Mizuki. There's the pulse bomb out. Oh, it's a 1-for-1 over on the sidelines. And now Fallen have found their way back towards this point. Clean up onto Saint. Overtime trickling down. Will there be a touch? Oh, the Mizuki will trigger the overtime. It's on to Navilia, who I can't just in the Kitsune Rush just absolutely melted Pantera alive. The Kikai Sanctuary in celebration essentially here for Fallen, and that will be it. Fallen Tail will start our series off with a victory here, but hard fought between these two teams. Very much expecting this one to go down to the wire. Hey, the Reaper ban worked great for Navilia, honestly. Fantastic look on the Winston, but it was essentially copied. It was essentially copied by Pantera, and Pantera did a really good job on it. 26 and 9. Pantera hitting back with that 31 and 7 though, and Juven, serious step up, I think, from the first point onto the second and third points. Great showing all around here. And Gan Galaxy are going to have control of the map, and they have done a very good job in the last 2 series that we've seen them in winning on their map picks. They have been very good about that. So, hoping that they can hit back with a win here. But we will have to see, what map they're going to end up taking us to. In the meantime, I'm going to check on the bracket. I'm going to check on the bracket status because we might have had some games complete, maybe? Let's take a look at it. Rosé going to be taking on the Kitchen in that other lower round too. So that one should be happening kind of like about now. And then the winner from that will of course face the winner of this match in that that lower round 3. Another map 3 though, hey, that you love to see it. You love to see it. Good showing from Arctic Halo. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see them on the stream here, but hey, taking Rosé to that map number 3. Impressive stuff for sure. Alright, well, we wait to find out. Map number 2. Again, face it map pool here. And the face it map style as well. So, Gan Galaxy can select any map or any mode that's not control, and then they can select any of the maps from the Face It Season 9 map pool. So I mean, if Gan Galaxy want to like lean into the Winston, if they're really feeling it, could go back to Nimbani. We did get to see them play on that in an earlier match, so they could take us to Nimbani. Dorado, also an option. Could maybe play the Winston there. Feel like that's a pretty good dive map. We also got to see them on, I guess we saw them on New Junk City and Saravasa. We're just gonna see all the Flashpoint maps because there's only 2. But they will also be in control of the map pick, but then they're also gonna have that first hero ban as well, which is a pretty nice perk to have, especially if you do want to try and run that Winston. Although they can't ban out the Reaper again, so they would have to be aware that could be an issue for sure. This is, of course, best of 3, so it's going to be that first to 2, so, that does mean that we are on match point here. Fallen, if they can pick up map number 2, they can move on to that lower round 3, and, unfortunately, Gan Galaxy would be eliminated here. So, we'll see if Gan Galaxy can hit back. Like I said, they are in control of the map. They know where they want to go. We are going to be going over to a Flashpoint map, and Rain's favorite, it will be Saravasa, map number 2, potentially the final map. There's some bans coming through as well. Ooh, yes, makes sense actually. I was a little surprised at first, but then I clued into Eevee. So, Gan Galaxy are banning the Tracer. Hey, Juven just dropped 36 limbs on Antarctic Peninsula, so I think that this is not only going to hinder Fallen, I think that it's definitely going to empower Eevee to play some Genji. In response to that, Winston ban, Fallen, good read. Alright, we are just about ready. Let's take a look at Saravasa here. What shall the teams run? Without a Tracer, without a Winston. Oh, looks like Juven maybe get a match the Genji here, actually. Pantera Doomfist, perhaps?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Alright.
Initial flash
Doors are open. Doomfist is no longer. Pantera is going to be over on the Ramattra here. Okay, Nvidia, check another tank off of our list. We're going to get to see some Zarya. Alright, the bubble's on to Eevee, just to let the Genji go loose in the back line. Nemesis form out early here from Pantera, but Nvidia Falling a little low there. 100 charge though, ready to zap somebody down. Really wants to stay alive too. That's gonna be so important for Gan Galaxy. World is Mine is out of the fight, so that is a lot of the healing gone here for Gan Galaxy. We are back over on that Lucio Kiriko backline for both of these teams. Even falling low. The point did flip over to Fallen here, and I think especially having Pantera on this Ramattra, the point presence just really can't be denied here. So much HP available for that tank between the Nemesis form and of course the shield to work with. Fallen are pushing forward here on an interesting little angle. I feel like we don't see teams play on that far right side all that often. They're gonna have to make the rotation back towards point though, because Gan Galaxy are making a beeline for it. Stella trying to build up to that Kitsune rush. Juven is on the flank here. Has been spotted out. And we know that Saint is good to do some damage. Went for those shots onto Crybaby's Widowmaker and did, you know, was successful some of the time. We are rapidly approaching that 100% here for Fallen, and the Kitsune rush from Stella is not going to make things any easier for Gan. No, Navilia does end up falling. That Nemesis form from the Ramattra, just so much for the Zarya to try and deal with, and overtime gone, and point number 1 over to Fallen Tail. Alright, Ruins. Map number 2. Point number 2 here on Survasa. It's just that Kitsune Rush committed in from Fallen, so they are going to nearly have everything else online. But Gan do have everything saved for this grab. Navilia's just been having, I think, having a hard time kind of getting in with getting the damage done. That shield from Pantera. And the Annihilation from Pantera causing some issues here for Gan. Is going to be the beat and the Kitsune Rush out from the side of Gan Galaxy. Here is the blade as well. That Annihilation just now ended. Probably because Pantera died, but the point is going to flip over to Gan. From sent back to the spawn. A pause coming through here. A potential DC here. It was a pretty quick pause. I mean, props to our observer if they knew that. Pause, I'm lagging. Yeah, okay. So it's not quite a DC. But it's a good enough time to pause anyways. Looking at things here, it is going to be both those DPS ults available for Fallen. Let's see what they can get done with Juven's Blade, especially where the beats were just committed. The grab from Navilia is going to be massive though. Honestly, you could probably go for a grab onto the Blade. A little risky, but if you're really scared of Juven, I think that is an excellent opportunity. YT with the overclock as well. It's a tough point to get huge value from the overclock unless you can kind of force the other team out of position. Oh, okay, I actually was not expecting this. Pantera has made the swap over to match the Zarya here. It's a late kill onto Stella as well, so this is massive for Gan. And an even later kill onto Juven. Do they find the kill onto Pantera? I mean, they did just burn a bubble, and they've split off the tank. Reyna's going to use this overclock, like I mentioned, if you can force the other team out of position, but they weren't out of position enough. It is going to be easy taking down that overclock. Pantera down as well, and good clap back here for Gan Galaxy. Oh, the Widowmaker. No, surely. Okay, yeah. We do not see that on Survasa very often. Just a shot from the spawn. A little bit of a scare tactic as Pantera moving over onto the Orisa here. Little surprising, given that matchup against the Zarya. Here's the blade out from Juven. The grab is not onto the Genji, but it is onto the other members of Fallen. So not really going to be able to make a whole lot of space with that blade. Trying to find this. Lucio will be rewarded with that kill. The overclock from YT takes down Reyna here, so it's even numbers. Not having the Lucio in the mix is pretty big, though, if you're Fallen, because that beat nearly offline from Saint. We'll get the flip, but you lose Juven, and yeah, you're gonna lose Pantera as well. A mere, 20% maybe here for Fallen, but yeah, you are not gonna get there in time for the overtime. And we are tied up here on Survasa. Again, this is map number 2. Gangan Galaxy need to win this to stay in the series, take us to the map number 3, and so far they're forcing a lot of swaps out from Fallen. Here's the double support ult from Gangan. Well, it cleans everything up. It working as intended. Juven over on the Mei. The beat coming online for Pride Month. Oh, sorry, I'm reading the chat for Crumb. Use B for Pride Month. Hey, nice ult tracking, I suppose. Eevee with the blade takes down Stella. The beat is not even online here for Crumb. Alright, there's the beat. It's a later beat. You don't have Stella, but you do connect onto 4. However, yeah, really feeling the impacts of that beat nerf, I think. Just disappears so quickly. The Terra Surge connects onto Eevee, but you just cannot stay alive, especially with the Stella out of the mix there. So, some staggers potentially here on to Fallen. Yeah, Reyna gonna die late in that fight. Won't get the wave spawn with Juven. Stello will get the wave spawn with Reyna. So it's a regroup, a forced regroup very much here for Fallen. As Navilia's gonna build up to this grab. And, I mean, Gangan Galaxy, they just have to not have it eaten by Pantera's spear spin. And they should be good. Now we're Fallen gonna look to approach this. We don't really have enough time to play slow to build up to this Kitsune rush. We're gonna have to try to find an opening with this Blizzard. Alright, does not connect on to the deflect. Yeah, unfortunately, doesn't actually connect on to any members of Gangan either. There's the grab in. Fortify to get Pantera out, but Juven cannot say the same. The Ice Block not available for that Mei. Numbers advantage for Gangan, but Reyna trying to even the fight here, but there's no DPS for Fallen to make use of that Kitsune rush from Stella across the point, and 99-100 to 0 here. Gangan Galaxy putting themselves at a map point here. They are not out of this series just yet.
Flashpoint Garden.
Garden, point number 4, potentially the final one here on Saravasa if Gangan Galaxy can maintain control. They have both support ults to make it happen. They did layer both these support ults last time, so maybe we see that happen again. It was a fight win for them. I gotta give them that. Fallen have nothing to work with. They're trying to build up to this beat from Crumb. But their ult cycle very much out of favor compared to Gangan right now. There's the Kitsune rush across the board. Eevee is taking a dip into the water. So even numbers here. There's the beat from Crumb. It's going to be a later beat from Gangan. Only connects onto the supports though, and the Kitsune rush is now gone from the point. So Gangan are just going to have this bleed from Eevee, but she's back at spawn right now. And that is going to be Limbs going the way of Fallen here, and they should be able to get first percentage on Garden. Maybe worth noting as well that the spawn advantage ever so slightly in favor of Fallen for Garden. But if we go to Palace, which would be the 5th and final map, that's going to swing over to Gangan Galaxy, so we'll see. Oh, okay, interesting. Pantera going for the shield perk here. Suppose there's not a ton of shield break potential, but yeah, the team's just going to walk right past it. There's the bleed out from Eevee, falling quite low, not able to secure any limbs, and all of the damage that was done has just been healed back up. Kitsune rush from Stella across the point. It's going to be the disengage from Gangan Galaxy. Can't come back into it with the grab, however. Again, Fortify out. This time, there will be an ice block available for Juven, but to have Fallen here for Fallen, the Blizzard has to be committed in. It is big. It connects on to 3 there. And it's a 2v2 happening on the point, but Pantera alive and well, and you know what? That shield perk paying off right now. And we are going to a 5th and final sub-map here. A little bit of a touch there from Saint, but not going to be able to trigger overtime again. All right. Deciding factor here. Palace. Lunar, welcome. Thank you for the raid. I believe that you were watching one of the other matches here in the Fallen Pride tournament, so welcome in, everybody. You're tuning in to a banger here in the lower bracket. Gangan Galaxy trying to stay alive in this series. We're at the 5th point here on their map choice of Surabasa. They have the overclock to work with. Kitsune Rush coming online as well for Gangan. All right, there's the overclock out, but between the Mei wall and the Orisa shield, not able to find anything with it. The Terra Surge definitely making things a little bit harder as well. Okay, Kitsune Rush gonna be committed here. Gangan want to stay in this. It prompts the beat from Fallen. A later beat from Saint, and this time it is going to connect on to 4 members of Gangan. Stella out of the fight. No Kitsune Rush to respond with for Fallen, so this should be clean up here for Gangan. They'll get the point flip over. Nice bit of percentage built for Fallen. A little bit of stall as well, courtesy of Juven. Now, Gangan over in control. They have the blade for Eevee. No beat from Crumb, but Fallen did a pretty good job of just kind of kiting out of this blade last time. I think between, you know, the Fortify and the Ice Block and the Soj Slide and the Amp Speed and the Kiri TP, there's really just kind of everything to avoid this. Here there is the blade in. Oh no, YD, what a fantastic wall from Juven. And unfortunately, Eevee is going to fall victim to that Mei as well. The DPS are gone. The grab is on the point here from Navilia, trying to turn things in the favor of Gangan, but there's no damage to make that happen. Fallen will flip this over, and they will regain the lead here on Palace. They have the Kitsune Rush, and Gangan minute big into that fight and did not get the outcome that they really needed. Aggressive Kitsune Rush, but hey, nice headshots coming through from Worldless Mind. Immediately gets traded out by Stella. And this Kitsune Rush from Fallen are just going to make it so hard for Gangan to even get a touch on the point. It will be last second contest here from Saint, but the Terra Surge is holding everybody else hostage, and this is it. Gangan Galaxy not able to tie our series up. That will be a win here for Fallen Tail, and they will continue on through that lower bracket, denying us a third map number 3, but putting on a fantastic showing here in the series. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm gonna give another shout out to Navilia. We got to see so many tanks from them, and all of them played at such a high caliber. It was such a treat to get to watch Gangan Galaxy. But it was Fallen Tail coming out on top here. Juven, I think, really stepping up in that DPS role. I mean, okay, we're seeing a Bastion there, but there definitely was not on the Bastion for the majority of this. So, fantastic showing from that team. And they stay alive in that lower bracket, so that is big for them. Let's take, I'm gonna refresh the bracket because now all of the matches for today have been played, which means that you're going to get to see the matches that will be happening tomorrow. So again, we're going to be back here at 4 p.m. Eastern tomorrow to finish out the Fallen Pride tournament. So tomorrow we will have the winners round 3 happening at the same time as that losers round 3, I believe. So of course Fallen will move on to that lower round 3. Rosy Day and the kitchen match ongoing right now, I believe. Or the scores have not been input is maybe more accurate. But yes, tomorrow we will have the winners round 3, the lower finals, I believe, and the grand finals. Make sure you tune into the Fallen Esports Twitter and the Discord as well to get confirmation on what are the matches that are going to be streamed. But that will be it for today. So thank you all so much for coming out to support. A big shout out to the charity that we're supporting for this Pride tournament. It is the Brave Space Alliance. So that is an LGBTQ plus community organization that's based in Chicago, and they're focused on providing resources to the community, outreach to the community, and education to the community in that Chicago area. So if you are interested in donating to the Brave Space Alliance, you can check out the link posted by the Fallen Esports over Overwatch Twitch in the Twitch chat. Thank you all so much for showing your support, and a big happy Pride Month as well. Also, big shout out to our partners here at XYBA who are helping us run the production for this. They had all of the fantastic spectating and also the awesome overlays in game. And big shout out as well to all of the teams that are participating in this. This has been kind of just like a fun little 2-day tournament here, but they're competing for a little cash prize as well. There's gonna be $500 awaiting the top 3 teams split amongst them. So we will get to find out tomorrow the conclusion of this tournament. But that is it for me. So once again, thank you all so much for tuning in, and I hope that we get to see you tomorrow.